Okay, there we go. So we have a lot to catch up on because it's been a bit. Is everybody on the crypt map?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay,
Hey,
so yeah, go ahead.
Emily thinks you're recording because you're old.
And you can't remember?
Probably, yeah, that could be.
Just
There's
kidding.
there's
I love
definitely there's definitely an aspect to it. Yeah, because I realize we haven't jumped into this game for it's been a minute. It really
This
has.
Like a month and a half.
Yeah, it's been a really long time.
Yeah, go ahead, Stu.
I gotta ask, did you share our court case with your
The other group?
other group?
I did, and they are fine with taking on the whole thing as it is. So they just have to. Oh, Matt's here. He's not as late as I thought he would be. So they just have to, schedule their next game.
Okay.
So I'm waiting somewhat impatiently to get that back from them.
Cool.
But in the meantime, the court, the tribunal will have released you all back to continue your adventures. So however long it takes them, whenever we check back in with the Beastie Boys, they'll be free to continue their journey. Whenever the tribunal comes up with their ruling, the following game we do will be that one. So anyhow, I have that the last notes I have for our varsity team was May 21st.
Wow.
So previously to that one, you had sunk the vampire ships, chased Granny away, killed Lord Craven Scrivers, and then met the Baron. And the Baron had covered sort of wanting to align with Steo and back his claim to the crown in exchange for leaving the island of Flamstead, and also allowing the Baron to reclaim his traditional lands, which you were not into doing, and the battle commenced. Obviously, you had rejoined with Mortem and Lorian. Hey, Matt, welcome.
Hello there.
We got a mouthful. You had rejoined with Lorian and Mortem. That battle went your way. You were able to defeat a number of vampire soldiers, and the bad thing was that one of the twin girls, who was a vampire at the beginning, seemed to be under some sort of influence, and she attacked her own grandfather, thus becoming more powerful than he was, and she fled the scene. That was Lora. She fled the scene with Granny from the altar. You guys at that stage more or less came to an accord with Corvus Scrivers, the elder son who had not been turned into a vampire. He's still human. It became clear that Sister Fen and he had a relationship, that they were in love and have been for some time. Lyra is the child that's with you now. She is the one that is destined to become a changeling for the sea hag Driftwood Ethel. So she is one of the ones that the Feyzu, that the Beastie Boys have to save with the wish from the deck of many things, should they succeed. In the meantime, we had ended with Corvus thanking Breckenridge and Steo and the rest of you, and pledging whatever strength that House Scrivers has left, which at this stage is not much, to support your families in whatever happens in the larger Moonshay Isles. But you had, as a group, had decided that the last coffin that needed to be destroyed was in the vampire creation chamber on the beach caves, and Corvus has told you that there is a shortcut back through the crypts, essentially right here on the map, down through the crypt that Mortem once floated up from. If this looks familiar to you guys in any way. And that's kind of where we left off. Am I missing anything, or any questions or clarifications anyone's looking for?
We just have one more or two more coffins to destroy, right?
You destroyed the one around
Yeah.
the corner from where you are now. You destroyed the one in the church. So you think there's one more. Yeah, and you think that that if you do that, it will at least partially free this land from this curse, as much as you can while Granny's still alive. Yeah, good question. Any others?
Just before we get going, can I step away again for just a moment? I left all my notes downstairs.
Yeah, absolutely. While you're doing that, can I get resources? You go ahead and we'll get you last. Can we just cover who's got what resources left and who's got what spells selected, prepared? Let's start with Steo.
Yeah, so I think this last time I've actually was trying to reserve spells, as much as I could, but we've been all running this like almost 24 hours now or something without a break.
Yep, more than half of the party is exhausted.
Yeah, so I have used Sunbeam twice. So I used Sunbeam in the chapel,
Mm-hmm.
and I blasted a bunch of the vampire spawn or whatever.
Very effective. Very effective.
Yeah, that was pretty good. And I used the first one like way back against a bunch of those things that vomit blood.
The Nosferatu.
But outside of that, and again, my notes are like long gone. Let's see what's happening next week. I don't think I really casted much else, to be quite honest.
Okay, so what do you have prepared?
So my standard, burning hands and fairy fire are always there.
Right.
Cure wounds, sanctuary. I think I did probably cast a sanctuary on myself. I take that back. Guiding bolts, bless. When I probably cast a bless too, quite honestly. So that's 2 first level spells down.
Right.
Second level, flaming sphere, scorching ray. And then lesser restoration, silence, and spiritual weapon. And then third level, daylight and fireball are always at the ready.
Nice.
Mass healing word and spirit guardians.
Good.
Then for 4th level, guardian of faith and wall of fire are always there. And then a death ward and control water.
Mm.
And then I don't want all fire. Flame strike and scrying always there. Dispel evil and good. And insect plague.
Ooh.
And then sunbeam and word of recall at 6, but those are spent. And divine word at 7, and I think that's spent too because I used sunbeam the last game.
So you don't have divine word at the ready?
I don't think I do because that's a 7th level spell, and I cast a extra 6 I think last time instead or something like that. So
so there's no spell slot there. Okay.
Yeah, I've got one. I don't know why that one's empty up top, but
Oh, I see. But yeah, according to your character sheet, you still have a 7th level spell to cast. So
okay.
yeah. Okay. Mortem, you're the next spellcaster, but you just completed a short rest.
Yes.
So you have your spells and most of your stuff.
Yes.
Uh,
The only thing I don't have active is my life well tattoo, which I used already.
okay, great. Life will tattoo.
And I used haste too, so I have to do
Yeah.
a long rest.
So you have to do a long rest to get that back. Breckenridge, do you have what do you got left?
Breckenridge has all of his fighter stuff. Breckenridge isn't down anything.
Okay.
He's got all of his fighter stuff. He's got that bless option. Stress level 27.
Right. Okay.
And then Karth is down around half on spells. We can go through them if you want to, but roughly half his
Okay.
capabilities.
Oh,
And I think
yeah.
Breckenridge and Leonidas and possibly Mortem, your maximum hit points have been reduced from vampire bites. Yeah. So like Leonidas, you're down to 140 maximum from instead of 174.
Sorry,
Yeah.
I just got back from your dog.
Yeah.
What was that?
You're, yeah, Leo, I think you've got one rage left and you're down to maximum 140 from 174.
Correct.
For vampire bites, Breckenridge is down to 131 maximum from 150 for same reason.
Hey, Ken.
Yeah.
I'm looking at Bonnie's character sheet too. Steo is at 140 hit points, unscathed in the last
Unscathed so far. Yeah.
encounter.
Cool.
So if I'm correct here, correct me if I'm wrong. Then Bonnie, I think she's out of spells because she was casting stuff at the beholder and stuff like that.
Right.
You know, from her magic user side.
Okay.
Casting magic missiles, if I recall correctly.
Okay.
And so she's certainly, I think she's out.
Okay. Yeah, I think that
she's
checks out.
also at max hit points at 51.
Okay. All right. Well, that's it for housekeeping. So if you guys are ready to start exploring, the secret passageway is back the way you came, through that open secret passage, that casket, just to the east of Karth and Leonidas.
Okay, Steo will stay close to both Bonnie and Corvus.
Okay.
You know, I see Bonnie staying close to Steo, and Steo's kind of just trying to show some deference for Corvus as well. You know, just
So Corvus Corvus and Sister Fen, along with Lora, they want to secure the castle, make sure that there are no undead inside the castle, and secure it so that it is a safe place to return. That is what they are planning to do. So
we then want to do that before we leave.
That's up to you.
I mean, I'm not opposed to that. I don't know what do you guys think, the rest of the group.
Lorian and Mortem, can you guys make just a perception check?
Yep.
Yeah, you don't sense anything odd about that. I mean, there's this whole thing is, you're in the 24 hours of undead and just returned from the abyss, so you guys are everything seems normal right at this stage. So
Yeah, we're totally foobar.
So I guess a question for Corvus is, how much more of the castle that remains to be cleared before we can, head down to get that other coffin?
At his last look, everyone was outside. But if you all want to go check it, it's not that big of a castle. It could happen fairly quickly.
What do you guys think?
As little as possible, as often as or and as not often as possible.
It seems like we should probably do that. Not
Yeah.
leave anybody behind us.
Okay.
So
Ken,
Okay.
once we destroy the 3 tombstones, they're done, right?
So it depends on the child, right?
Oh.
So you guys you guys had no qualms with destroying the Baron himself.
Mhm.
But now that the child has drank from him, she may have the power. So you may have to deal with her in some way to. You're not sure, honestly. You know that your mission to destroy the caskets is still in full steam ahead. So
well, let's talk about that too. So Steo has basically, you know, has an agreement with the girl's mother, who's also a vampire. But we have that geese spell on us, and so a promise to save both girls. And maybe specifically the one who is a little vampire. So and she left that last adventure, or at least that last combat situation. So we don't know where she went. She and Corvus's brother, right?
yes. So you don't know what happened to them, Steo, but someone in your party might.
Okay. So you know, Steo's thinking they still may be in the castle. And you know, when it comes to the daughter, I think, you know, we should, if we can say this accurately about a vampire, you defeat her but not kill her. You know, if it's possible to subdue, you know, a vampire, you know, same amount of damage, same amount of everything, but when it gets down to it, we should probably subdue her, because there may be a possibility of turning her, reversing the process or whatever. But we do think that she's got the master vampire juju now, so she's going to be super tough.
Correct. Roll a religion while you're at it, since that's a pretty well thought out. You kind of feel like you're in uncharted territory here. Nothing that you learned in your cleric training quite covered this exactly, but yeah, you pretty much covered the bases there. So I think it was Breckenridge who'd said at one stage that this all comes down to Granny Ursula, the night hag. So that's the ultimate goal for sure.
The other thing too, Ken, is I remember at the end of the last camp or battle or whatever, Steo tried to scry or connect with, I'm sorry, what's the mom's name again?
Katerina.
Yeah. And because she has been killed, but then we think we tried to, well, yeah, she was killed with a stake in her heart. But I tried to scry her, and then she was gone. We think she turned into a mist, and so she's maybe heading back to a casket, because we know that her brother destroyed one of hers, and or the Baron destroyed one of hers. But then I saw a dude we knew from the Isle.
Yes, all of that, correct.
Okay.
So the person you saw is your childhood friend, Brand Weaver, and his mother was your mother's lady's maid, and he was essentially raised with you in Breckenridge almost as a brother. But he went off to become a soldier, while Breckenridge went off to become a sailor, while you went off to become a cleric. So you all haven't seen each other for 6-7 years.
And what was the context of seeing him? Was he a soldier with the vampires?
Through a
No, we
scrying
think he
spell.
was he a soldier, I think, that apparently had attack the vampires?
Are you having this discussion like in the
Are
wider
you?
group?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, this is. I'm just making sure that this is a conversation that Mortem and Lorian can hear.
Yeah, let's do
Kind
that.
of a-
Here's what I would suggest. Let's have a quick powwow as a group. We'll have all, whatever it is, 10 characters, 8 characters. We'll have all of us here. And just kind of say to each other, okay, let's take a breath, regroup. We just got through this big fight. Let's talk about it, review our resources, review the facts that we know, get Lorian and Mortem lined up.
Sounds
Yeah,
good.
I think that sounds fine.
Lorian, do you want to tell him or should I?
It was Brand, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You want me to tell
So
him?
what I remember was he was basically a soldier related to Steo.
Yeah.
And I forget why he was with us.
So I'll just kind of come out and say, your brother's back at the church, Steo. We brought him back from the abyss. I
So
knew
this is-
he was your brother. He's protecting the church.
So I saw him on this island.
He's here.
He's here he's protecting the church here on this island.
Yes, we brought him with us when we came
That's right.
back
You
from the
guys
abyss.
fought. That's right. When you guys came back, you fought the vampires over there. Okay. Okay.
Yep.
I forgot about that.
We left him in charge of protecting the church while we came to find you.
That's great.
I was so excited. I wanted you two to hug. I can't wait for this Kodak moment.
Oh, yuck.
Mortem has been excited since the abyss about this.
So it sounds like we should definitely at least go to the church before we leave this area.
Well, the church is
Yeah,
in
we got
Stoke.
Susan with us here, so we'd have to take her back.
Yeah, so the church is in the town, which is, an hour away by horseback, and you guys were trying to stay out of the outside because there's still many vampire soldiers moving around on the surface. So your goal was to go underground. You could probably still sort of figure out a way to get there sneakily. It's not out of the question for sure.
I think we should, while we're here, take care of the last coffin first, and then we can go back to the village or town, because I feel like that's kind of already on our list or our to-do list because we have Sister Fen here. And we've already convinced her to stay with us through the end of this somehow. So I think we should take advantage of at least having her spell slots available. Just as a player to player, I guess, just because spell slots don't exist in D&D, but
There you go.
but with her abilities, I think it would be safe to at least try to stick it out until the end.
Hold a second. Yes, I agree.
So is the plan to sort of clear the castle and then keep Sister Fen and Corvus with you? That kind of what everybody wants to do? Okay, so what I'm going to say is this is a 3-story castle, and previously you guys were in the church at the upper level where you had the battle. There is a central staircase that leads sort of off the edge of like a tower on the western side of the keep itself, with this large group of 10, let's be honest, 10 powerful people, especially 6 of you are incredibly powerful characters. You sort of can make quick work of the castle, and you only find a few vampire soldiers that have not been killed in the original combat in the church, hiding in various places in the castle. But between the clerics and Breckenridge with his sword, you would make quick work of those soldiers, having them outnumbered and cornered. I don't think it serves the larger game for us to dungeon crawl that kind of thing. It would take quite some time, but I think we can say that another hour has gone by. That has been accomplished, and you find yourselves once again back over the in the same spot where we started the game. But however, I would like again Lorian and Mortem to make a perception check. Is that the exact same as last time?
Yep.
Okay.
Pretty much.
You both feel a sense of impending dread that you can't quite put your finger on, but you feel a sense of urgency. Let's just put it that way.
Mortimer, lady you were flirting with is coming back for you.
I think so. I feel strangely odd.
Real quick, just because this just happened for the characters and it's been literally months for us as the players. When the Baron was talking, and you've also had some limericks from Granny that sort of unwound the plot a little bit here, and I'm just going to go through those limericks real quick that are relevant. Couple of them, she said, great-grandfather Pike had a vice, for power and wealth took advice. Lucky Granny was there, he got more than his share, now his descendants pay a high price. So that's evidently in reference to you, Breckenridge. There's also the one about the king. Let me do this here. Sorry, guys. I want to make sure that we're covering this stuff. Okay. There's also the ones about your father, Steo, and how evidently the king of Moonshae and his wife could not have children, and they tried everything with their healers but ended up seeking out the help of the coven, and sure enough they had kids, but the curse that came with it was that the king became irresistible to women, and he lost his will to say no, essentially. So he had many illegitimate sons, among them yourself and evidently your mother's lady's maid as well.
Right.
So you never knew growing up that Brand was your brother. This is all new information for you. So
Okay.
that's kind of where it stands.
So that also means what we're talking about is, because we've been talking about in the last game, you know, when we still have to take care of Tashay and break that spell, and then Steo would be in line for the throne, but then Rand is going to be also making that same play. Whether he knows, whether I don't know if he knows it or not, though. I guess he does if he's calling me brother. So,
Matt.
Well, he's not entirely sure. He doesn't want to assume anything, but don't worry, Mortem assumes everything. So I've been telling him you're related.
Question.
Go ahead.
So just because this is exactly how Breckenridge would think, is Steo older or younger than Brand?
Matt, do you remember? Or Mortem, do you remember?
If I remember correctly, I thought they were almost. I don't remember exactly, but I could have sworn it was like they were pretty equal in time framing.
Well, Ken, if we
I
grew
thought
up, with him, we would know.
Yeah, we was gonna say the same thing. We would know his birthday, right? Or
Yeah.
I
You would
thought
think so,
Brand
yeah.
older.
Go ahead, say that again, Tannis.
I thought Brand was older.
I mean, the Abyss does that though, Lorian. We all looked older when we were in the Abyss.
Speak for yourself.
You're a
what-
totally different person.
Charisma
So
rolls.
what Brand said.
That was a long time ago.
So this was a long time ago. What Brand had told you was, and you can share this with your companions as you make the journey. What Brand had told you was he could never quite reconcile how and why Lord Karthpike was so kind to him growing up, and why everyone else was so cruel. And so for his personal quest, he sought out the hag and wanted to know the truth. And she told him what had happened, which was that eventually this stress of what the king was doing, about how he became sort of a slave to these carnal desires, and the fact that literally every time he would do anything, he would have another son. That he eventually sort of locked himself away from other people, especially women, and wouldn't. He became more and more of a recluse. And by the time that Steo's mother and Brand's mother encountered the king, it was sort of this strange accident where it came to pass. And at that point, the queen had already long ago taken her own life, and the king had lost both of his legitimate sons. And so he after that encounter, obviously Steo's mother, Constance, she sort of lost her honor, and Brand's mother the same. But because she was common born, he never saw her again, and this curse has led itself to him and to Steo, and they both are essentially the crown itself will decide who is the closest to the king, right? The crown itself can choose the artifact of the realm, which is why Deshay and Adahan are probably not super enthusiastic that the crown is making its way around Moonshay to be to search for the king's sons. But yeah, you think that Steo may be slightly older, but it's hard to tell. Certainly growing up, Steo, you thought you were the elder of the two.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Potentially, and maybe
Good
not.
question.
I mean, he said if he was really sleeping around and having all these other kids, I mean, is there potential for other heirs out there still to?
Certainly a potential, yes.
Okay.
The question is, and that's where Lorian, you had heard rumors while you were still on your spying mission in Carador. You had heard rumors that like young males, fatherless males, bastard children were being killed all around the realms. That was a rumor you had uncovered. So, yeah, you have to be a genius to put together what Adahan's been doing.
Yep.
Okay.
Great recap, man.
There's a lot.
Ken?
Yes.
Take a break. Okay.
So I haven't had a whole lot of coffee yet, but did you just imply that Adahan has been killing off bastard sons?
Yeah. Or possibly Deshay.
They
Okay.
sound great.
What's that?
They sound great. She's just as lovely as I remember her.
Alrighty.
Okay, so do you guys drop into the crypts below?
Yes.
Let's do it. Leo's gonna try and make it there before Mortem. Because he's cooler.
True. All right. Do you believe it or not? We're just here several hours ago. And remember that right here where Leonidas is, directly above your head, Leo, is the coffin, right? That stone crypt that you just dropped down through. So you're now in the catacombs below the basement of the castle. Does everybody see the map?
Let me.
You have to zoom all the way out. I had to zoom all the way out before I could see where we were.
Yeah, I'm trying to draw you guys over to the
right.
Yeah.
There we go. Yeah. So I did not put all of the tokens on the map, just because it's quite a few tokens. So just wanted to get the core tokens. Everyone is with you guys, but let's just keep these tokens for now. You have dropped down into the crypts, and what would you like to do?
I guess this is the closest, the fastest and easiest way. Or the crypt connects on both sides. So like where if Lorraine goes north, well, he can make it across his beam, no problem, I'm sure.
Oh yeah.
But probably easier for us to go this way, go south.
Ken, did we decide? Because I'm looking at my character sheet. It says I've got Cloak of the Manta Ray twice. Did we decide one of those was the Boots of Spider Climbing?
Yes.
Okay.
If you remember, before the Pixie Squad left, you had asked for that, and they were able
that's
to
great.
deliver. Yeah.
Cool.
All right, so feel free to move your tokens to where you would like to be.
Should we have what's his name? Or that's Lorian. Oops. Corvus lead the way,
I can bring him onto the map.
or not, whatever his name is. But yeah, because he's the one where he knows where to go or where it is, right?
Yeah, more or less.
Well, we've been here before, right? So
Yes, you have.
Dad, you're muted.
pretty good,
No worries.
right?
all good.
I mean,
Yeah, we have been through.
So basically, he's saying, do you recall the cave behind the waterfall?
yes.
And you went through the rusty locked trapdoor into this catacomb. Opposite of that, in a higher cave, is a portcullis, and beyond that portcullis is a tunnel that leads directly to the transformation cave.
And I remember all those pieces because we actually were looking at that portcullis and the lock on it, and we're monkeying with that and decided to go this way instead.
Correct. Yeah. So he is anxious to get this done, so he starts to lead the way and says, "Follow me."
Leo can take up the rear.
Okay. So
Steo will be up with Corvus.
he is.
Breckenridge will stay near Steo.
Okay. So coaxing you guys to follow along. Good deal. And I'm just going to assume that you're using light spells as necessary.
Yeah.
All right. We don't need to go through that every single time. In certain places of the crypt, the floor is quite loose and treacherous, but with caution, you're able to make it through. We got everybody hanging way back, Mortem and Leonidas and Breckenridge.
Yeah,
Go
we're
ahead.
not taking off to the left.
Yeah, go ahead and bring yourselves along.
I didn't see where everybody went.
Down left.
Yeah, there's only one path out of here.
Okay, got it. See my text, Ken.
Gotcha. Want me to move you, Matt? There you go. Okay, so you come to this area here. There's a passageway that he leads you through, and it turns into kind of more of a natural cavern. At which stage it gets a little tighter, but you squeeze through and come to a bit of a drop off. At which stage Corvus climbs down, and he's going to have to make a dexterity saving throw. And he's fine. Okay. I don't know why he's whispering. Everybody make a DC 12 dexterity saving throw.
everybody, or just main characters?
Well, just the main characters, just so we keep this moving. Good. Lorian, you do not have to because you got the boots of spider climbing. So.
Well, that's good.
Yeah. But everybody else, here we go. I'm just gonna move everybody into the cave.
Hey, Kenny,
Yo.
I got a split. I got an emergency back at the shop. So
Oh no.
Yep.
Uh-oh.
yeah,
Okay.
sorry, guys.
We
Good
will
luck.
keep Mortem alive, hopefully.
Okay.
Okay.
If
See you,
anything,
Matt.
Mortem casts fly and goes way up in the air and stays the hell out of everybody's way. All right,
All right,
bye, you
brother.
guys. See
See
ya.
ya.
Bye.
Bye.
Love you.
Bye.
Love you too. Bye.
Okay. Yes, sir.
I should not say this out loud, but did you happen to see my roll?
Oh, did you fumble? Yeah, gotcha. So you just take a little bit of bludgeoning damage 5 points of bludgeoning damage as you tumble down. You do have 2 levels of exhaustion, so that really checks out if you think about it.
Yeah.
Okay, it is a bit of a climb up and out of here. You guys had to drop in, so Lorian, you can scamper up, no problem. But in order to get out, you'll need like a rope or something. Does anybody have a rope?
I think don't we
I'm level
all
14.
do-
I don't carry rope.
Right. I feel like
Well-
somebody's got to have a rope.
The old Lorian had rope.
The new Lorian has nothing.
Yeah.
How about you, Leo? Got it?
I'm looking. Oh yeah,
Do I-
one hempen rope.
There
Woohoo.
you go.
One hempen
Okay.
rope.
All that's going to require is a athletics check from everybody to get up and out.
Since I'm up there, can I assist him?
Oh no.
Lorian, you're like, I can't lift Leonidas. Okay. Actually, Katie, even with that terrible roll, you still have a 12, which is good enough. So we're going to assume that Mortem can make it. And then we're going to go to the waterfall cave. Here we go. Boink. All right. So as you guys approach the top of the tunnel, let me move everybody to the new map. You get out of there without too much trouble. Leonidas, Lorian, and Steo. Okay. And Corvus points to this portcullis, which is 10 feet up. Do you guys see it?
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. What would you like to do?
Can we send Lorian up there to look?
Absolutely, if he wants to.
Okay, I'll head up.
Okay, so basically you climb up and you find there's a portcullis right there that is chained and locked shut. The hardest thing about this is that the lock is somewhat rusty, and I don't know if you actually have thieves' tools on your person anymore.
My character sheet says it, but I don't. I think we agreed I have like 0,
Right.
so I don't think I do. I've got daggers. I might be able to
Thieves'
break the
tools.
lock.
Speak up there, Katie.
Oh, Stoffel has thieves' tools.
Stoffel can climb up there and help.
Well, he can give Lorian one because I've got Tinker's tools and thieves' tools, but he never really uses his thieves' tools.
Okay, so you
But
want
if
to
Lorian wants it, he can have it.
erase the thieves' tools from Stoffel, and
Sure.
and then just Lorian, you now have thieves' tools.
Have we explained to the group the whole thing with Lorian still being a Moonshay?
About how you got here, or
Yeah, because aren't I still looking like the Ranger?
no, not really. You kind of subsumed his when you returned to the prime material plane. You sort
Okay.
of subsumed his skills, but you think your body is now gone from there, but your possessions are probably still there
Okay.
in the church in Carador. Yeah.
Okay.
But now that you have thieves' tools in your possession, you are free to attempt to pick the lock if you like.
Cool. Let's see. Let me find it real quick. You want dexterity?
Actually, just click the thieves' tools.
It's asking which input value to use.
Dexterity.
Okay.
Whew. Okay. You had a little bit of trouble, one because you're tired, and two because the lock is a little bit rusty. But eventually, you're able to work it loose, and with Stoffel standing right there, you get it disconnected. The chain comes loose, falls down, and then the portcullis kind of swings up more like in a solid piece, like on a cantilever. But it squeaks and squeals a little bit just from the rust, and you get from this cave directly in front of you sort of this dank, decaying smell. Not a pleasant experience, but the cave leads straight in front of you. It starts to curve to the right a little bit, but it's essentially more or less about an 8-foot diameter perfect circle, as if a young purple worm or a disintegrate spell carved this cave out from solid rock. What would you like to do?
Do I have a light spell on something with me?
It's trivial for Steo to light up a rock and give it to you.
Okay.
If you like.
Yeah, I'd like to throw one through to see kind of if I can see anything in there.
Okay. You do that real quick. Steo tosses up just a little hand-sized stone. He has cast light on it. You chuck it as far as you can, say 60 feet before the tunnel starts to curve, and yeah, you don't see anything. It's just a dank, smooth-sided, earthen tunnel.
Okay. I'll kind of call everybody up and have them follow so we can take that path.
Okay, so you have to kind of repeat the process because again, it's 10, 12 feet up, and with the rope, but giving everyone the help action and taking some time. Everyone makes it up into the tunnel. It's really only wide enough to go single file, so we'll need a marching order, but we also need to Mortem and Lorian to just sort of roll that perception check again.
Okay.
You really see that everyone kind of can tell that Mortem is not feeling well, and he kind of slumps against the wall in the tunnel and slumps down with his hand on his forehead. You all check on him, and he says he's fine, but he doesn't look well. So he's going to be able to keep up, but you're just sort of worried about him. From your point of view, Lorian, you just, in amongst the smell of decay and death, you pick up that brimstone sort of sense of the abyss. You spent a lot of time there in the gladiator arena, and you get sort of this sense of urgency and discomfort around that. So what's the marching order in the tunnel, single file?
Did Scriver take the lead? Oh, sorry.
He will, yeah. He asks you for another lighted rock.
Okay.
And
Then
Sister Fen
will follow him.
Okay.
I think this is before.
Okay, so Corvus, Steo,
Breckenridge.
Then what?
Leo can help Mortem in the back end.
Okay.
Since Mortem is probably too big for anybody else to carry.
Yeah, so you're sort of looking after him toward the back, and then let's have Sister Fen sort of insist that Lyra, the child, is in the very middle, and she is looking after her. So she's got one arm around the child and is leading the way through the tunnel. At this stage, Corvus, after about 10 minutes of leading the way, the smell of the decay and the rotting flesh gets a little more intense, and you come to an opening in the floor. So the tunnel seems to just suddenly curve perfectly downward, and there is about a 12-foot drop to the light reveals a sandy floor. There's a smell of blood and, as I said, decay in this general area. So it's basically Breckenridge, Steo, and Corvus with this lighted rock looking down into a cave. And you can probably just barely hear the sound of this ocean, you know, the surf coming in once in a while, because the cave itself is extremely quiet. At that stage, I think Corvus probably just drops the rock down into, and it lands with just barely a thump into soft sand.
Gross.
Then you can get attracted to it while it's down there.
Yeah.
Nothing moved.
Okay. All right. I say we jump in.
Okay. I'm gonna put, just because you're coming in through one at a time. I'm assuming you guys are trying to be stealthy.
Yes.
Yeah.
Do we want me to drop down first? Because I'm most likely to be able to walk down the cliff quietly.
That works. We could do that.
Okay.
Kind of up to Corvus.
Corvus has no qualms with Lorien leading the way. He says, he's then in whispers, "I have never been to this cave. I only know of it from our plans.
Stop
It's
all.
not safe for living creatures, not even me."
Gross. Leo is happy to take up the rear again, but I'm not sure with Mortem it's gonna go as easy. So is it possible to have Stoffel kind of assist in stealth here for them?
For like Steo
Leo
and
and
everybody.
Mortem.
Oh yeah. So what do you want to have Stoffel doing?
I guess just like point out like ledges where
Okay.
Leo can help Mortem down.
Okay,
Just because you know, I don't want
Well,
to.
essentially what it is picture like you're in a cave that just suddenly turns to like straight down.
Mhm.
And so you're looking down into what is now a lit
A lit
area,
open
and you're
area.
having like it's an 8-foot hole, and you'd either jump down and take the damage or figure out a way to climb down and not take the damage. Obviously Lorien could just spider climb with his boots.
Do we
onto the
still
ground.
have the rope?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Can we use that?
Yeah. So
Okay.
just tell me what you're doing. That's all I'm
Is
saying.
there something to tie the rope to that?
The last person, there's not the tunnel itself is completely smooth. Like I said, it's either as like a disintegrate spell or a purple worm carved it, so there's nothing to tie to. However, like you could have like Mortem or Leonidas, you know, be your anchor, and then they would drop in. Or
Yeah, maybe this could roll for Mortem at this point.
Okay. So he's willing to do that.
Because he can
with that-
fly down too, can't he?
Well, you'd have to use a spell slot for that.
Oh, never mind.
So
But yeah, that works. Leo and Mortem can be the anchor for now, and then we can just kind of jump down when we're ready.
So Lorien, I'll point out too that you do have dark vision now, and so you know, you tell me what you want to do.
I will head straight down
Okay.
and go immediately left, trying to be as stealthy as I can.
All right. So you go ahead and roll a stealth roll,
Okay.
which is super hard for you. I know.
Yeah, it's tough sometimes.
All right. So you walk down through the hole and climb down along the wall and land, kind of sort of stop in the sand. Breckenridge and Steo, and let me put Leo there as well. You guys are kind of just looking down into the hole, right? So you've got like a filtered view into this cave, and what you can kind of see as you look around is right here and here are bars. So roll. Actually, I'll just say you remember that once when you were in this cave before fighting vampires, vampires fled from you into this section. So before you didn't know where they went, but now it's clear they went up this escape route. So Lorian, you're down on the floor. Everybody else is in the tunnel.
Okay. I'm gonna go check out this side first.
Okay.
And is it like a barred door?
Yeah, these guys are these. It's like again like just like a prison set of bars, but the bars are like hammered and stoneworked into the rock, and then there's a gate with a lock on it. And hang on real quick. Do you want to do an investigation of that?
Yes.
Roll an investigation. All right, so you've got the filtered view of the rock behind you, and it's casting a dark shadow of your body through the bars and into the larger chamber. But as you sort of reach for your new lock picks that you got from Stoffel, you go to start, looking at the lock, and the door just kind of swings open. It was not locked.
Okay.
Spooky.
And again, the odor of blood sort of impacts you again.
Does Lorian actually see what Lorian sees?
Let me check. Yes, you see in the darkness, your dark vision reveals what appears to be a dead vampire soldier on the floor and a human sitting at a table. And if he's alive, he's barely alive.
Okay. I will head back over here and report that to the group.
Okay.
And do anything I can to assist them coming down.
Let
Quietly.
me have a stealth with disadvantage.
But this
Yeah, because you're trying to talk up 12 feet to people in a hole. I see a thing. Oh yeah. You sort of get the impression that there's a couple of forms, possibly a dead vampire, possibly a living familiar, but Lorian's not sure. So Breckenridge, you want Corvus to go first? He will go first.
Yeah, I'll kind of gesture Corvus and then me and then Steo.
All right, using the rope, just like high school Jim, except wearing heavy armor, he shimmies down and makes it without falling. However, there's a fair bit of clanking and banging while he does it. Yeah, he had disadvantage for heavy armor. But he is now on the floor a few feet away from you, Lorian.
Okay.
Who's next?
Breckenridge.
Strength check, athletics check, and then a stealth check with disadvantage.
Okay. Strength.
You made it. You did not fall.
Athletics.
Oh, no, stealth. So what I meant to say was athletics, not strength, but it's the same thing. Okay. So go ahead and do a stealth with disadvantage. Yeah, you make a little bit of, not quite as much as Corvus. You're wearing, I believe, scale mail, where he's wearing plate. So you're not quite as noisy, but yeah, you make it to the floor.
Okay.
Who's next?
Steo.
Okay.
So athletics.
Same thing, athletics, then stealth with this. You get about 3/4 of the way down the rope, and then you slip and tumble to the ground, taking 4 points of bludgeoning damage, and having an unsuccessful stealth. At which point, Lorian, roll a perception.
Breckenridge just shakes his head.
Like you want to talk, man.
You hear like a cup or something get knocked over on the table. And what do you do?
I will hop back over here and see if anything's changed.
So this person has stood up and he's looking in this direction and obviously sees the light, right? So like before he was maybe passed out or incapacitated or in some way, but you can see he's now like looking toward the light there. Why don't we roll initiative between you and him? Oops, I gotta clear the turn order.
I love the names, man. I don't know what that was about, but
That's running another group through Moonshade, so it's pretty cool. Can you re-roll that since I was clearing the turn order? Okay, so I'm going to give you the 11, which was the first thing you had. And this guy here. Okay, so he sees the light, he seems somewhat confused, and then you see him walk this direction and disappears around the corner, or starts to. What do you do?
I will go and follow him. Let me measure something real quick. Okay, so I will dash as quietly as I can.
So remember, you can move. You can use dash as a bonus action.
Yep.
Right. Which would mean that you would have to use stealth at disadvantage.
Okay, I will risk it.
Okay.
Which should get me to here.
Yep.
Where I will assassinate and sneak attack.
Okay. Go ahead.
Okay.
Actually, roll stealth first with disadvantage, so we'll see if you have the ability to sneak attack. So 25 or a 15. He's got a chance because he's on alert, right? Because he saw the light. So, but no, he's got his back turned and he's kind of staggering and stumbling. He's clearly incapacitated in some way. So you come up to him with advantage, sneak attack. Go ahead.
Okay. So here is that, but sneak attack at level 1.
Yeah, you forgot to roll the actual d20.
Whoops.
Yeah. You do have advantage, so because he doesn't see you. Oh my god. Okay, so tell me how this vampire familiar who was incapacitated and injured and had 1 hit point left, how he dies.
I pretty much pictured Lorian just popping up, stabbing him, and gently dropping him down so it's quiet.
Okay, well, we'll say with a natural 20 that it's absolutely perfectly quiet.
He just turns to dust.
Yeah. I'm going to give you, obviously, a heroic D4 for the nat 20, and we'll put that on your token. But yeah, as you hit this guy, you just perfectly to the critical spot, drop him down onto the ground quietly in the sand, and your eyes are drawn into the chamber where you can see multiple dead vampire soldiers.
Okay. So if I use my bonus action to dash, do I still get my normal movement?
You already used, you used your normal movement to go 30 feet. and then you used your bonus action to go another 30 feet,
Okay.
and then you used your action to attack. So
Yep.
you're sort of out of anything except for reactions. So you're just seeing what you're seeing there. So
Cool. I am all good then.
okay. So you guys are aware that something has happened with Lorian and he scampered off, but you don't. None of you actually are going to be able to hear the the whisk of his knife or the perfect drop of the vampire familiar as he hits the ground. So, what would you like to do, the rest of you?
Do we roll initiative as well?
No, because there's nothing. He's dead. So.
I say this one to move into this room here to see what was going on.
Okay.
Yeah, it sounds good.
Okay, so go ahead and move that gate is open.
What is
Who
this?
else is coming into the space?
What is this, Ken?
What is which?
Those are
Is that
cages.
empty crate?
Oh yeah, those are cages. Yeah. So if you recall, when you were here before, there were human slaves, pirates, smugglers, whoever had been trapped in these. These are cages where a person could be placed against the sort of an Iron Maiden with their neck exposed, thus allowing the vampire to drink, turning the other person. They were then buried and brought back to create the vampire army.
Steo would want to check out this one to make sure it's really dead, and if need to do like a sacred flame just to throw some radiant damage on it. So
okay. Yeah, so you go ahead and roll an investigation as you approach that vampire body.
I don't want anybody popping up behind us.
So this vampire has been killed by something with claws.
Did he drown?
Son of a-
Would be one of those ones. Something with claws.
What
Yeah.
kind of claws?
With the natural 20, I will say that you get the sense that something fiendish was involved.
Oh,
Yeah, that there's maybe a clash of something unexpected here. Let's say that to start with.
Okay. Do I get a D4?
Yes, absolutely. You want to go ahead and add that?
I'll do it. Yeah.
Go ahead. Who else is coming down? Obviously, Mortem and Leonidas are anchoring the rope. Are we dropping more individuals down into
I'll
the
be right
space?
back. I'll be right back.
Yeah, Karth will come down.
Okay. All right. I hate to be Mr. Rules guy, but Stoffel can climb down. He's got a climbing speed, so he can climb down no problem.
Yes.
Bonnie and Karth are going to have to climb down on the rope. So Bonnie can use an acrobatics rather than an athletics if it's more beneficial to her. And so athletics or acrobatics and stealth for both of them.
The Stoffel still.
So 8 acrobatics for Karth.
Karth falls, much like Steo before him. And he's certainly not quiet about it. Let me give you a d6 of damage here real quick. Karth takes 1 point of bludgeoning damage, twisting his ankle slightly, but doing very, very well for a man in his 50s. I know what I'm talking about.
Hey.
Stu,
Bonnie blows her acrobatics as well.
this exhaustion is starting to get to everyone. Bonnie, in concern for her uncle, she drops down quickly and also sprains her ankle, taking 2 points of bludgeoning damage. And then that's it. So you guys are now in the little cave that is sort of a cage, leaving Stoffel, Leonidas, and Mortem up in the tunnel above. What would you guys like to do?
I think Leo will be the anchor for Mortem, and since nothing really happened when we made noise the first time, I think he's happy just sliding down.
Okay.
And Leo can take it. It's not.
Mortem
It's
will
tough.
make a check. Mortem is strong enough to make it down, no problem. So he has lowered himself. Stoffel, as I said, goes down without a problem. Leonidas, you just kind of, claw, using your claws, you get as far down as you can before you just drop. And Leo takes 4 points of bludgeoning damage because he's huge. And when he falls, there's a lot of stuff falling. a lot of dragonborn body crunch with a thump into the sand. But you are all now in the cave. We'll go ahead and roll. Well, let me put the turn tracker up. We'll roll initiative so you guys can just decide what you want to do. Let me clear the order real quick. And yeah, y'all could just roll initiative. Why don't we not roll for the B characters? Just roll for your A characters. And so just for Breck and Steo. All right, this checks out. Lorian, what do you do? You're more or less furthest in the cave. You have never been here, or have you been here in a nightmare? I think you may have been here in a nightmare once.
I think so.
And so you're kind of recalling that you think the entrance is maybe in the direction the vampire familiar was going before you stopped him. And as you look into that next cavern area, you can kind of smell the salt air along with a little bit of brimstone. And maybe just in the far distance, let's have a perception roll.
Okay.
Yeah, you can maybe hear something. The sea, it might be the sound of the surf. It's hard to tell from here. What would you like to do?
I will move up to right about here and see kind of what I can see in the cavern.
I'm assuming you're still being stealthy, yeah?
Yep.
Okay, let's have a stealth roll with advantage.
Oh, whoops, that was sleight of hand. There we go.
Holy smokes. Okay, the good news is that you're super stealthy and nobody saw you. The bad news is among the people who didn't saw you is your friends. So no one has any idea where Lorian is.
Okay. Seeing what I see here, I will take my action to dash. I think I can get to right about here.
Okay.
And I will wait for the rest of the group and let them know everything in that room.
Okay. So you kind of went up to the corner and looked, and there are just vampire bodies everywhere. And in the middle of the room where there was a big group, there's actually a pile about 8 or 10 feet tall. They're like stacked like cordwood. And that's when you kind of freaked out and ran back. Okay, I'm going to call that your turn.
Okay.
Leonidas, you drop down, you hear a little bit of commotion, and you hear Lorian like whispering in the other room. This gate to your north, right here, closest to Karth, that's not even a gate. That's a solid wall of portcullis. There's not a gate in it. The one to the south has a gate which has swung open.
Okay. He'll collect Stoffel and go and inspect in here and see what's going on.
Okay. So Corvus is standing there, sword drawn, but not held up, like he's just got it like defensively, and he looks extremely pale and like sweating, like he's terrified.
Can I utilize Stoffel? He's got alchemist supplies. Is
Okay.
it possible for him to like make a calming tincture? something like that.
There is a spell called Calm Emotions.
He does not
uh,
have any spells except for this. There's really not a whole lot in.
If you want to do, I think he's got like emergency or like he's got like a create potion.
Yeah, he does have
But he can only do that so many times a day. So if you want to do that, one of his uses,
yeah, it's the experimental elixir.
there you go.
But that is based on my spell slots.
Okay, but it's as a ritual, 10 minutes you use ingredients and then roll on the table. So, okay, we can say that Stoffel's kind of working on that.
Okay.
That
Cool.
he sees the stress that everyone's under, including Corvus, and he starts to put together a potion.
Cool.
But Leo, you see what you see on the map there. You just see, the group is kind of around this cave. It's a natural kind of cave on the beach. So the entire floor is basically sand that is shifted and drifted into here over the years. Occasionally the sand gets thin and you'll be standing on, solid rock, but most of the time there's a layer of sand here. Breckenridge, what are you up to?
So I'm not going to move very far from where I am, but I'm just going to move kind of north a little bit so I can see the rest of that room.
Okay.
Like to there.
Okay.
And all right, I'll move Karth down just around Corvus and Steo.
Okay.
Just get in with the group is all I'm doing.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah, we're not in combat or anything here, so you're absolutely free to do that.
And kind of like Corvus, I guess I have the sword and the hand axe out. Let's see. The sword does not automatically glow, does it?
Not unless you want it to.
Okay.
So you have to use your action to do that.
I do not want it glowing right now.
Okay, so you have essentially you have light that Steo has cast in a few stones. None of the humans have dark vision, so apart from Lorian, and so there's I'm just going to say that everybody's got a stone that just to move things along, unless you specifically say they don't.
What am I seeing in this little chamber right here?
Which one? Okay, so this is another one of those sort of feeding cages.
Okay.
But on the other side of that cage, you see a casket that looks quite a bit different from the wooden pine boxes that populate the rest of the cave.
Okay, I will call to Corvus and Steo and say maybe you guys should take a look at this.
All right. They kind of follow you up there. Steo, can we just, do you just want to say that your Radiant Flame, what's the cantrip?
Do you want to see that on screen or what?
I just can't remember what it's called, but you can be causing radiant damage to these guys and just making sure they stay down.
Yeah, I think
Okay.
that's
So you're just sort of doing that as a precaution.
Flame.
So each one you walk by, you hit them with that. They're a sacred flame. Almost I can almost imagine this being a bit of a prayer, right?
I was thinking the exact same thing, just kind of kneeling next to it and just blast, because you don't know where these guys came from before all this.
So rest in peace kind of
Even
thing.
ones.
Okay, cool. So you're doing that, but Breckenridge sort of whispers for you to come toward him, and it's your turn. So you also can now see from your position, you have what is very clearly a different casket. Most of the ones in here are just pine boxes, such as the kind you saw on the ships when you in one of your many adventures.
Yeah. That this is this made of look, you have a little narrative in there. Awesome. Coffin lid thrown is the coffin lid thrown aside, like it says here, or
Yep.
and earth is missing from within, really.
Yep.
So we're not thinking that this is the third coffin, or is this somebody's already messed with it?
As you approach and look more closely, it definitely seems like this would be the third coffin. It's intricate. It's obviously stands out. But as you get closer to it, bringing your light source and swing that gate aside, like the other one was not locked, it opens easily to your touch, squeaking and creaking a little bit. But as you approach closer, I'm assuming cautiously, yeah, for certain you can see that the coffin has been disturbed very, very recently.
I mean,
but not destroyed. But it's worth pointing
Yeah,
out, not
I think
destroyed.
we should still destroy it. That was kind of Mortem's specialty, but maybe, you know, Leo could do that, or maybe, you know, Steo could do that with his sensor a little bit, break that lid. But yeah,
Steo, are there any tracks around the coffin?
great question. Let's check. Can I check for that?
You certainly can. Do you want to discuss amongst yourselves who might be the best for doing that?
Can I do an investigate?
You certainly can, yeah.
I don't
Yeah,
know who has the best tracking. It probably is not either of my characters, but
I have +5 for that.
oh, you're way over me.
Survival, you mean?
Investigation.
Okay, what
I
about?
have
Oh,
+7.
Actually, I've got 5 for survival too.
Yeah, I have a good survival 7.
What about Lorian?
I have a +1.
Ah, okay.
So
Yeah,
great.
Breckenridge can come take a look.
Investigation though is a +8.
Okay.
I will say that since enough of you have investigation and sort of expertise in it, go ahead and put yourselves on the map wherever you want your characters to be.
Actually,
And
hey
then-
Ken,
Yeah, go ahead.
I'm sorry to interrupt. Actually, I think Steo does have expertise in investigation. I have to check. This is one of my check ones.
Oh, you mean proficiency? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, go ahead. Whoever wants to make the roll can do so with advantage.
Right,
So
I'll
you
do
guys
it.
decide who wants to make the investigation roll. And
So
you're
with
all helping each
proficiency
other.
means I get my proficiency bonus as well.
Stand by. Let me see if I can figure out what's going on here. Mhm. So yeah, that just means you're proficient. So investigation is an intelligence-based skill, so you get plus nothing for that, and then the +5 is from your proficiency.
Okay.
Does that make sense? So that's why you get +5 to it. Whereas Lorian has a +8.
Oh, gotcha. Okay.
So if you want Lorian to roll, he can roll with advantage with you all helping him.
Yeah, that sounds fine.
Go ahead, Lorian.
I guess the other question
Oh,
too
Uno and dos.
Okay.
is whose coffin this is, if we can figure that out.
Right. Okay, so with a 17, Lorian, again, you're exhausted from your adventures and you've been going for God knows how many days without a proper night's sleep. But you do find it's not that difficult in the sandy floor of this cave. 2 pairs of footprints approaching the casket. They moved about it a little bit. One of the sets of footprints is small like a child, and the other are small like a woman, like a hag.
That's what I was wondering.
I will put that out to the group. What kind of shape is the casket in? Did you say it's destroyed?
Just looks like a strong person like took the lid and just flipped it off, like, you know, and it's kind of cracked against the side of the cave there, but you know, maybe the corner of it chipped off. But like if you or I were to walk up to like an ice chest and just fling the lid off of it, but this is a stone, you know, essentially like a granite countertop, 6 feet, and they so flung it off. Yeah.
All right, so can we tell whose casket this is?
I wonder if it's Katarina's.
You don't think so, because the lid itself. Actually, you just roll an investigation since you're kind of the one concerned with that. So go ahead and roll with advantage.
I think you said it was the third coffin, didn't you, Ken?
Well, I said it appears to be, yeah, but let's have Steo kind of follow up with his hunch here. Okay, so this coffin is decorated with the Scrivers family symbols, and it is definitely masculine
Okay.
in its design. So you think this is the Baron's third coffin?
Okay, so he's not coming back in this yet.
Mortem offers to destroy it with Eldritch Blasts if you want him to.
Yeah, I think that's a good thing.
Okay.
That's good to me.
So Mortem begins to he picks up his halberd now that he carries and aims it at the coffin and just starts pummeling it with Eldritch Blasts until it's essentially rubble. And the soil from the casket itself mixes with the beach sand and the rocks and becomes essentially desecrated and ruined.
Nice.
We don't
Okay.
need holy water to prevent them from coming back, right?
Say again?
We don't need holy water or anything like that to prevent them from making it usable again, right?
You don't think so, but Steo, would you roll a religion on that? A 13. No, you Steo, you're pretty certain that as long as the casket no longer functions as a casket, the magic of the vampire it's essentially broken. So yeah, I mean you've made it completely irreparable. I mean, so you think it's good enough. Incidentally, does anyone have holy water?
Steo probably does.
Yeah, Breckenridge has 10, a 10 pack,
Okay.
and stakes and mallets.
Okay, so Breckenridge, as Lorian brings up the concept of holy water and whether you need to use it in this case, Breckenridge, you sort of instinctively, pull into your knapsack and take out one of the holy waters and look at it, and you notice as you look through the clear glass vial, carrying the stone that Steo has lit, that where the water before was perfectly clear, it looks green and rancid.
Well, now we're carrying unholy water.
Is Steo's the same?
You check, and certainly, it seems that it's turned into swamp water.
Has anybody had access to it before, like Steo got it, or was this from where did we get it from?
You guys purchased the holy water back in, it was either Saltmarsh or one of the towns that you might even been Pikes Point. Before you
Was it the same one? Okay, no, I think I remember now. Sorry.
Remember when you were preparing for the adventure in the Pike family area, and then you had purchased it along with stakes and mallets in preparation, and certainly it was fine. You all had possibly actually roll an investigation, everybody that had holy water. Okay. So Breckenridge, you having just sort of earned your clerical stripes with your feet, have been a little bit more like checking on it once in a while because you thought you might need it. And before your encounter in the church, you had checked it and it was good. So something happened in the church that tainted it. In your battle with the Baron and the others.
So I'll kind of communicate that when last time I inventoried my gear right before that fight, the holy water was good, but clearly something during the fight happened.
Okay. What would you guys like to do?
Would we be able to roll like a history or something to try to remember anything like suspicious that may have happened?
Roll. You can roll an Arcana.
Okay. Leo doesn't have very good Arcana. Can I roll Stoppel?
Sure.
Thanks.
Well, Stoffel knows all about. Jesus, well, 11, you got a 19. So Stoffel takes some of the holy water from you guys and pours it out and sniffs it, and then he takes some reagents and kind of dumps it in the bottle. He shakes it and roll an Arcana. Actually roll a straight D20 for Stoffel. Oh.
Can I use my luck if I need it?
Or your
Yeah.
jersey.
Or my jersey?
Yeah, absolutely. Which one do you want to use?
I'll use my jersey.
Okay. Katie's jersey is used. Oh, geez, you guys.
Thanks, David.
Okay. So Stoffel is obviously up here with the group, right? And also, please move these characters where you want them. Stoffel, you now have a D4 heroic die.
Thanks.
Let's update your token for that. And so Stoffel kind of scratches, he's got those goggles, right, that he uses with the different lenses. So he's looking and he's kind of scratching his head, and his one eye is looking at Leo and one eye is looking at Breckenridge, and then they cross and look the other way. And he says, Stoffel thinks artifact side effects.
Oh.
Interesting. So with two big old clerics here, can we clean this holy water?
You don't think so. You think that it is soured. That if Stoffel's correct, at some point the holy water came close enough to an artifact or a relic that it was destroyed.
Yeah.
So.
Well, shit.
Yeah.
That could have been within the crypt, or just from the night hag herself, messing with it. I think.
It could have
sounds
even been
vaguely
her book.
familiar.
Her notebook, right?
This sounds vaguely familiar too.
Yeah.
If we've dealt with this before.
Do we have a way of making new holy water?
No. It takes 25 gold pieces worth of silver dust and like an hour for a cleric to make it. So, yeah.
Greedy church. Sorry.
Yeah.
Hey, I'm gonna go refill my coffee cup. I'll be right back.
No, go ahead.
I'll need a full break.
Let me just check that real quick.
So I'm pondering my next limerick.
Yeah.
Yeah, she really deserves this next one.
Well, do you guys think we should dump out the holy water and quit carrying it?
I think so. If it's soured, then I feel like anything that has any type of negativity to it is probably not going to be worth keeping around.
Yeah.
Unless Stoffel thinks he can use it for anything in particular, I don't think that it would be worth carrying, just in case like it was the hag that ruined it.
Well, Stoffel's natural 20. He thinks that you should get rid of it. Nothing good can come from it.
My fear would be if she ruined it on purpose, with the hope we didn't notice, she may have a plan of using it against us.
Mm-hmm.
Makes sense.
Possibly. I wouldn't be surprised. Dad's thrown worse at us.
I'm just the messenger here.
No, you're the DM. You plan all this. You wrote everything.
Yeah, let's go ahead and dump that out. So I'm gonna zero it from my inventory here.
Okay, sounds good. So what's the next move?
I think now that it's been destroyed, we should maybe. I mean, we've kind of done everything that we needed to do in here, like destroy all the coffins and stuff. Maybe it's time we can do one more sweep of this place if we want to, but maybe go back to the church if we need to, because I don't know what else we need to do out here.
If I remember correctly, I think we can exit through this room.
Cool.
That's if. I don't know for sure, but
Yeah, so let's wait for Stu, I guess, and make sure that he agrees. And then we'll probably leave.
While
You guys
we're
want
waiting,
to? Okay, Katie.
yeah, I was gonna say while we're waiting for him, Stoffel's gonna do one more investigation roll. I guess just around, just to make sure we didn't miss anything.
And
And
it's
then, how is he doing on his elixir?
Okay. Stoffel notices as he looks around and he kind of looks on this table and looking at the vampire bodies and then also looking at the caskets and different things, that essentially all of the metal has been removed from this. Anything that's easy to, there's no silverware, there's no coins, there's no, anything valuable appears to have been taken. Just an odd kind of a thing that Stoffel notices. And yeah, I'm going to say that Stoffel can use a potion to cast Calm Emotions.
Okay.
If he likes.
That would be cool.
Give the potion to someone if they need it. So far, everybody seems to be holding their shit together pretty well.
Awesome.
So, Stu, while you were gone, everybody talked about like exploring the rest of the cave or possibly leaving. Lorian thinks the exit is to the east.
Okay. And that's probably where we saw the big pile of dead bodies, dead vampire bodies.
Correct.
Okay. And is that where the footprints from the two small sets of footprints from the coffin go to?
Lorian, roll an investigation with advantage.
okay. There's 1 and 2.
Okay, so now that Steo has mentioned it, you obviously where you're standing, there's a whole crowd of people, so the footprints have been ruined, but you trace yourself, and I'm just going to move your token, okay? You kind of have to go to here, and keeping in mind that your footprints and the human you killed, the familiar you killed, go through the same location. Yeah, you can just see signs that they came through here, and both directions, kind of in and out. And what'd you roll? An 18?
21.
21. Yeah. And again, as you come to this section here, roll a perception check, please.
Okay. Just straight up.
Yeah. Yeah, the smell is terrible, so it's kind of, you're like, oh, ugh, yeah. You don't notice anything else.
Okay.
But yes, to answer your question, Steo, it would appear that that they came both in and out that direction.
Okay. Yeah, that I guess makes sense. That's the direction we gotta go.
All right.
Yeah, I don't have anything.
What's the play? What's the
Stoffel, I think, would let everybody know that there was nothing valuable left here. Was there any tracks like around the table that he noticed? Would
have
you
him
say?
roll an investigation, please? What is that altogether for Stoffel?
For investigation is 26.
26. So yeah, it's really only apparent on this guy right here, because you guys have been walking throughout everywhere. Um, but Stoffel notices like tracks in the sand that aren't really tracks. It's more like someone drug like a rope or a bathrobe across the sand and smoothed it. It's almost like a breeze or
Covering
something.
their tracks or something.
Yeah, you could certainly take that as the indication of like covering the tracks, or
Yeah.
like blown by or something. Yeah, there's a strangeness
Well,
to it.
he's gonna point that out to Steo. That's weird. But I don't know really where else to take that. But that is just odd.
And that's going kind of in this northwesterly direction.
Yeah, coming and going. It looks to be.
Okay. Well,
Could it be another what are those things? Golem?
Gollum?
Or not a golem. Those what Mortem was before he was Mortem.
Yeah, he was a flesh golem. Yeah.
Yeah. Golem.
Well, yeah, but I mean, those are like big, heavy, really big, heavy things.
Mhm.
You actually feel like whatever was blowing the track around was like a Stoffel, more or less feels that it was a almost like a light touch.
Yeah.
So.
And I'm still not thinking if it was would be the hag or the daughter that would be that could kill one of these guards, with a claw attack like that. I mean, maybe the hag could. All right. Well, let's head to the east. But I say the scriber should get in the rear now, along with Bonnie and Karth.
Okay, so essentially just put yourselves. I'm assuming you guys are moving like 15 feet per turn, so you're going stealthily. So let's just have the first like 3 or 4 characters move into the next chamber and have stealth rolls for them. Just put yourselves, whoever's in the front.
I'd probably say Breck, Lorian, Steo, and Leo.
Okay, yeah. So you guys, and then everybody else is kind of following behind. That I like it. Okay, Leo, I'm gonna move you up there.
Ken, did I make it?
Hey, did you roll another nat 20?
No.
Oh my
Ready to
God.
kill you. Hang on a sec. That's what I'm going to do to answer that question.
Was excited about my 17 until I saw he's twice as high.
A 32. Yeah, you're fine. So you guys are like, apart from Lorian, you guys are, moving into the space. Everybody roll a perception as you get in there.
The second one is Stoffel. Oh, it's not a very good one. He's
okay. Lorian, you're kind of ahead of the pack, and now you remember, and I think you can probably see from your location that there are 2 entrances, and you remember this now, that lead out onto the beach, and you can definitely hear the surf, but beyond the surf you hear something else, and it sounds like chanting.
Okay. I'll turn to the group and go, listen, you smell that? And then I'll quietly continue down this way.
Okay. Let's roll initiative just so we have a turn order. I got the tracker up, so go ahead and everybody just do that.
Okay.
Oof.
Cool.
Sorry, I wasn't clicking on my guy. Well, maybe it was.
That can sometimes happen. I have too many screens, you guys. I need 3 more screens. No matter
That's
how
my
many
best
screens
initiative in months.
Okay, so we're kind of doing that. And descending. Do you want to? Okay, yeah, we'll just do U4. And then let me do this. Oh, what will happen there? Oh, interesting. Okay. Okay, so Lorian, as you approach the giant pile of bodies, it shifts and attacks you.
I was wondering about that.
No.
Can it see me?
No.
No. But you weren't aware that it was there, so it has the surprise round. And since it can't see you, it is attacking with disadvantage. Okay.
Nice.
Okay, so what it's going to do, it makes 2 slash attacks. All right, so we have disadvantage, slashy slash. I think either one of those gets you.
Yep. All untamed. The first
Wait,
one.
what about the 15? Does 15 get you?
No.
Okay. All right, you have done no damage to this creature, so you take 32 points.
Okay.
26
Dodge.
So you take 16 points.
Yep.
And all right, and as it sort of rises up, formed from these vampire corpses, it sort of slashes at you twice, and then it spits forth a clump of like body parts that tries to encase you, entomb you in flesh. So could you please roll a strength saving throw?
Yes.
All right. It kind of deflects off of your shoulder, but you duck down and away, and you are not restrained. You also need to make a Constitution saving throw.
Okay.
What's the total on that?
10.
Okay. You are poisoned from the awful stench as it started to move. It's sort of like this noxious, awful stench sort of overwhelms you. And you take, let's see, 2d8 poison damage. And you are poisoned until the end of your next round. So 13 points of poison. And poison little thing. Okay. Which takes us to, so that's the surprise round. And then the beginning of the next round, it is Breckenridge's turn.
Okay. And are the lower level characters going on our turn as well?
We can roll initiative for them if you like.
Okay. Well, whatever, once the time comes.
We should probably roll it so that they're in the turn order.
Okay. Do you want to do that before I go?
Yeah, let's go ahead and do it. Is that everybody? Stoffel?
I don't plan on using Stoffel during the fight necessarily, unless you think that he would be useful, but I was planning on maybe just keeping him.
Okay, well, let's put him in the initiative order anyway, and then you
Okay.
can just say he takes the ready action each time.
Okay, cool.
And hides in his.
Provide support
He's
to
not
the
very
rest
good
of
at
the
fighting.
party.
Yeah, he hides in the shield. Okay, Breckenridge, it's your turn.
All right. So the first thing is that I have my sword and axe out, like I said before.
Correct. Yep.
So I am going to cast. I'm going to get on the right character sheet.
That's good.
I'm going to cast the bless spell, and then I'm going to shout out by the light of Lathander. I'm going to kill you.
Okay. So the daylight happens. So there's your daylight. I'm assuming you're going to move.
I'm going to move up. Yeah. To whatever sword range is. Do I need to get closer?
Yeah,
to
you
that?
need to be 5 feet.
Okay.
So right side by each of it.
Yeah, I'm having trouble moving my character.
Because roll 20.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
So, is the character position all right?
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay. Yeah. And let's see. I can't remember what it takes to cast the bless spell. Is that an action?
What does it say on your character sheet?
One
action. Yeah.
There it is. Okay. So that should just leave me.
Your bonus action.
Yeah.
Yeah. And who are the 3 people that are going to benefit from the bless spell?
Oh. Lorian, Steo, and Leo.
Okay. Put this on the map layer. So we're going to put
Wow, it is pouring rain here.
bless on.
I know.
Cool.
Same at my house. It's awesome.
Lorian, you get the bless spell.
Hey, there we go.
So don't forget to click your bless spell on your character sheet. Okay, Breckenridge, yourself, Lorian, and one other. Leonidas or Steo?
Steo. And I was actually going to do Leonidas instead of myself.
Oh, okay, cool. Katie, don't forget you get to click your little bless thing, and there you go. Okay, so that's your action, and essentially because this is a vampiric creature, if it ends its turn in your sunlight, it takes 20 radiant damage and cannot heal.
Hence my plan.
There you go. So well done.
Do I get to swing anything?
You get to swing your left-handed weapon, your hand axe. 20. That's a hit. All
Oh, I
right.
killed it.
Yeah. The axe just walks into this
Ew.
gross like pile of moving body parts, and it feels a bit hopeless at this stage. Okay. However, the sunlight is, you get the sense, is a really, really big deal. Stoffel taking the ready action, Katie.
How's everybody's emotions looking, specifically Corvus?
He seems to be gritting his teeth and doing okay.
Okay. Yep, ready action.
All right, Steo.
All right. Steo will step over. Oh my gosh, come on. Okay. Over here. I don't want to have a vampire right behind me necessarily. This seems like a good opportunity to do a wall of fire.
Oh, nice. I believe you can access the token on your.
I think I can. I think
your spell tokens. Nice.
Let's see. Where's my little controller that's pivoted? There we go.
There you
like that. Yeah, that's close enough. And so the big ugly is, oh wait, there's Breck there. Okay, hold on a sec. I'll look at Lorian. Well, so Lorian's there and Breck is there. So even if it moves up, it's still going to be in the wall, basically, is what I.
Yeah.
Point.
Okay, so he needs to make a dexterity saving throw.
It's locked in the grid, so I can't move it too much, but that sounds right.
Go like that, because if they're within 10 feet of it, don't they get burned? Or is it 5 feet?
Not if I turn the heat the other side.
Oh, I see. So you're gonna do this, and you're gonna make it hot on this side. Okay.
Let me see. Actually, you know what?
Brilliant.
I mean, this thing is that big. Yeah,
Yeah.
I'd have to turn it to the flame is on. Actually, you bring a good point. So if I brought it down here, that would catch it, but not the guides.
Right, and then that would discourage it from backing away from everyone.
Which
Okay.
means it will stay in the sunlight. You're pinching it between my sunlight and your wall.
Yeah. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and make my dexterity saving throw. I got to beat a 19. Yeah.
I think so.
I don't know why. Oh, I'm gonna take the one on the left. With my 4, I'm gonna take the full damage. So please roll it.
Weedage. Let's see if I've got that on my.
Would you also mark off the spell slot, please?
I shall.
Cool.
Uh,
Is it 5d8? I can't remember.
5d8. Let me turn on my dice roller advanced. We'll just say 40 from the get go. I mean, come on.
Yeah, it's just maximum.
Oh,
That's not a bad roll, man. 26. He takes all 26. All right. It does not improve the odor in the room.
Hey, is that barbecue?
Yeah. And you, which reminds me, Breckenridge, you need to make a Constitution saving throw, please. I forgot to do this last time. You are fine with a 25. You just grit your teeth and refuse to let the deadly stench affect you. So it is now, unless Steo, you have bonus action or something you want to use, or
I'll just kind of keep a look on the at the vampires to my left here and see if any of them are moving, doing anything.
Wall of Fire is also a concentration spell, yeah?
It is, yes.
Okay, I put the concentration symbol on you.
And basically, any other vampires that are lying on the floor
Are getting
are
smoked.
going to start be roasting.
Yeah. Okay. In that case, it's the turn of the vampire clot. So the first thing is to see if its flesh and tomb characteristic recharges. It does.
Oh, shoot.
And Breckenridge, it shoots that at you. So basically, make a DC 17 strength saving throw or take 8 bludgeoning damage. You
I'm gonna use
got
my
a bless spell.
oh no, I don't.
No, you don't.
Him.
I'm
You
gonna
use your
my
heroic dice?
jersey. Yeah, jersey and re-roll it.
Or you could use your heroic dice because you only need to roll a 2 on a 10-sider.
10-sider? Okay.
Yeah.
Sorry, I couldn't see what that size was. Let's see. Oh, that's ugly.
Yeah.
Groovy.
Okay. You are not encased in body parts. You've managed to throw it off to the side. Perhaps it's the sunlight that is protecting you. But in either case, nothing happens. It is going to slash at Lorien once. I believe that's a miss, Lorien.
Yep.
And slash at Breckenridge once. Also a miss.
Hang on. Sorry.
Yeah.
I'm gonna do that.
That is your reaction. You use your reaction to expend a superiority die and make a melee attack against the creature. Go right ahead.
Okay. So here's the attack. So
That is a
that's
hit.
14, and then
It is a big bag of body parts. It's got a very low armor class.
and I get to add the superiority to the damage. So
Okay.
here's the damage. And then my superiority is a D10, I believe. Yep.
Mhm.
So there's D10.
Okay. So 22.
Yep.
All right. Nicely done. And mark off the superiority die.
Yep.
And that is the end of the vampire clot's turn. So it takes 20 points of radiant damage from the sunlight. And it cannot heal, which I already marked. Stu, can you put Wall of Fire in the chat, please?
Yeah.
We did a lot of damage there.
Yeah, you did. You guys are dangerous. Wall of Fire up to yada yada. The wall's a pig. Blah blah. On a failed save, half as much on one side. Blah blah blah. A creature takes the same damage when it enters the wall for the first time or ends its turn there. Okay, roll the damage again, Stu.
So it does end the turn. Do you want to make another deck save?
Oh yeah. So it says when the wall appears, it takes damage, and also when it ends its turn. Yeah, I take full damage. So 28 this time, even better.
And then for Steo's turn,
Oh wait, it's Corvus's turn, right? Or Steo, you already went when you cast Wall of Fire.
no, but I cast out last turn.
No, this is still the same turn. We haven't cycled through everybody.
Oh, pardon me. Okay.
Yeah. So Corvus is going to move. He moves his full movement and ends up kind of behind you, Breckenridge, trying to find an opening to get toward the creature. But that's his turn. Lorian, your turn.
So, player to DM real quick.
Mm-hmm.
Have we taken a long or a short rest since the last time we played?
You did last time, yeah. Everybody,
Okay.
You had a short rest. I know what you're asking about, so yeah.
Cool. So then I will use my bonus action to mark it for death.
Okay.
And then
Ironic, isn't it?
yeah. Is Breckenridge actually within 5 feet?
He is, yeah. He just couldn't get his token in there, so.
Cool. Then I will attack with the left one first as a sneak attack.
That's a hit.
Okay. There is standard damage and sneak attack damage.
Okay.
Yeah.
Then here is the straight up just right one.
Okay. And that's a hit. So for 9 more.
Okay.
Okay.
And
That's your turn.
Yep.
All right, Karth.
I'm sorry, it occurred to me about 10 seconds ago that it was going to be his turn. I'm going to Sacred Flame him.
Okay, and that's a dex saving throw by me, right?
Yeah.
Oops. I'm sorry. I'm taking the first one, which is a 16. What do I got to beat for Karth?
You got to beat, it looks like a spell save of 14.
14. Target must saving throw or take. Okay, so
0 damage.
0 damage, because I feel like probably there's just too much interference. Also, Karth would have had to move up.
Yeah.
To like right here, so we're just gonna say that was not effective.
Yeah.
Bonnie.
Bonnie is she's just basically hanging out in the back and just watching the rear.
Okay, her and Mortem are kind of making sure that
she's
nothing
got
in the
her-
other
her
room.
probably have her bow out and just
Okay,
you know.
so you notice nothing is moving. The other vampire corpses are not seemingly doing anything. Leonidas.
You take a guess. I'm gonna hit it with a hammer.
Let's see if can you move that far. Yep.
25. Yes, I can.
All right, you're gonna end up between Breckenridge and Lorian.
Yeah.
And as you get there, please make a Constitution saving throw.
All right.
Saving your rage, I assume. Yeah, you're fine.
Cool.
You've smelled bad things before.
I'm gonna go in with the two-handed axe.
Okay. The Axe of Winter's Fury. And that
Do you
is a
roll
hit.
damage first, or do you want me to roll again?
Yeah, Yeah, it's up to you. Do you have your bless spell selected on your character sheet?
Oh no, I do not. I forgot.
Add the plus 1d4, but not that it matters. These are all easily hits.
Bless. Okay, thank you. And then I only get 2, right?
Correct.
Okay. It's been a while.
10 points and ooh, damn.
Nice.
So 19, 29 total.
Yep.
Ah! All right, it is looking like just chunks of it are missing. Breckenridge.
All right, I'm gonna do just standard attacks. So if I remember correctly, that's
I'll move you there. Okay,
3 right hands and 1 left hand.
correct.
Okay, here's your 3 right hands.
Basically, you unless you fumble, you hit. So
There's your left hand.
okay, give me 4 damages.
2, 3, 4.
Is that 29, 46, 47, 52?
That'll
Looks
do
like
it.
it, yeah. Yep.
Okay.
That's the surge.
It's burning. It's falling apart. It's dying in the sunlight. It's possibly very sorry that it ever let you guys know it was alive. Stoffel.
He's gonna take the ready action again.
Okay. Steo.
Stale will just do his version of Radiant Flame or Sacred Flame with a Blessed Strike as well. So he that'd be 4d8. But then you got to make a DC 19 dex.
Okay. So he's got a so it's Sacred Flame, which is cantrip. I did not make my saving throw.
So
Nice.
48.
So he's going to take almost as much from your cantrip as he does from your wall of fire.
Exactly.
Holy smokes, dude. Okay, this thing is just like bubbling mass of dying in the sunlight. And Steo, that's a cantrip, which is an action, right?
It
You're
is
concentrating. Do you have any bonus actions?
negative.
Okay. So in its, and this is literally kind of its dying effort, it has to try to recharge its entomb function, which it does. Breckenridge, it's going to try to do that to you. So can you make a constitution, or excuse me, strength saving throw?
Yep.
So it tries to entomb you with the last of its bubbling body parts, kind of gathering them up from. Do you want to use your jersey or?
Yes, I do.
Okay. All right. With grit and fortitude, you manage to avoid being entombed as it slashes at Lorian, misses, or does that hit Lorian?
16 is my upper class.
Okay. And slashes at Leonidas and misses, and then takes 20 points of radiant damage and 5d8 of wall of fire. It's dead. You just see it start to just crumble and fall apart from all of this damage that it has absorbed. Yeah, it had like 6 hit points left after that sacred flame. And that's how you relieve a monster of 254 hit points in 1.5 rounds.
Yeah.
All right. So the wall of fire is burning. The sunlight from the sword is sort of cleansing this chamber, and you can feel the curse of the undead starting to recede and repel. But as you come closer to the cave entrances, from either direction, you can all hear this chanting happening with more intensity.
Have we heard this chanting before, Ken?
This exact chanting? No, this does not seem familiar.
Okay.
What languages does everyone speak?
Hey, Kenny, real quick, do I get a
Yeah.
kill point for that?
Yeah, and also you're not poisoned.
Nothing very exotic, Ken, just like elf and orc.
Okay.
Abyssal.
Oh, Lorian, you speak Abyssal?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's Abyssal.
Okay.
They're chanting. You can just make out the words. To me, arrive to me.
Can I tell how far away they are?
Not really. You feel like you need to go to the entrance and look out to see what's going on, or to get a
Does
better idea.
anybody need to do any healing? I'll drop the wall of fire once you're all ready.
I
should
don't
be-
think so. I have a couple of healing potions, so I should be okay on my end, but
Lorian
I have
got
2 more if anybody needs them.
beat up a little bit.
Yeah, I am down about 30 hit points, but I still have pretty close to 100.
It's up to you if you want to take some now, or if you're fine, I'll drop it. But it's up
If
to you.
it's like low level spell slot or a cantrip, I'll take it, but I don't want to waste any important spells on it.
Do you have any potions?
Yeah, I have 2 greater healing. Do you want?
I'll snag one.
Yeah. I'll mark it down. Go ahead.
Remember, you should be able to use the macro, the healing potion macro, on the map. And it should be a drop down for greater healing.
Perfect. Sweet.
And you recover
Thank you
14 hit points. So Corvus kind of leans forward and sword drawn. What new devilry is this?
Do I have any idea what they're trying to ant to? Like what
Roll
they're
an-
expecting?
Yeah, roll an Arcana.
Okay.
Yeah, so you do have a little bit of experience with demons, as it turns out, having just spent an uncertain amount of time in the abyss. Demons can summon other demons.
Okay.
And that's sort of what you think you're hearing.
So I don't know which demon they're trying to summon, right?
No.
I could cast Disguise Self, and I have a really good performance. Oh wait, no, I don't. Never mind. I have mediocre performance, but a really good persuasion.
Mm-hmm.
Never mind. Actually, I don't think that'd work.
It
You guys,
would be a hilarious way to die, though.
Yeah, it would be.
Yeah.
After all this.
Very Monty Python-esque, actually.
Yeah. Hello.
I'm here, bitch.
Big beard, big face, big beard, you know.
Do you guys want us or want me to scout up ahead, or do we want to go as a group?
Maybe we should go as a group.
I agree.
Okay.
Let's leave all the other people behind, so that way, just in case, maybe they don't get caught up in everything.
That way we have
Is
backup
this-
characters when the big ones get killed.
Yep.
Hey, is Sister Finn with us?
Yeah, she was hanging back with the child.
Okay. Sister, maybe the child can hang out with Bonnie. I mean, Karth and Sister Finn can, provide some offensive firepower as well.
Okay.
I don't know.
What I'm gonna do is have everybody roll a stealth check.
Everybody.
Just you main characters.
Am I at advantage?
No, because you'll see when you get out to the cave. Okay. So basically, here's what happens. You guys, Lorian tells you he hears chanting, and he hears it in Abyssal, and he thinks there's some sort of summoning event going on. So you take the cave, the cave to the west, sort of the southwest, right? It's a straight shot outside. As you get closer to outside, passing through this nightmare cavern that was once used to turn innocent people into vampire soldiers, you see a glow coming from outside, which is most certainly not daylight. It appears to be the glow of magic. It is a sickly kind of a sickly green color. It kind of pours into the cave, and I'm going to move you guys onto the other map so you can see what's going on.
Hey, Ken,
You
sunlight is still going.
okay?
Hey, Ken, I had another, I had a thought before we move too far. Okay, hold on one second. Look at this one of the spell again. All right, Sanctuary is a bonus action, so never mind. I think I'm all right. But what, the last minutes? Okay. All right, cool.
But basically, what you see as you move your way out of the caves quietly onto the sands of the beach, I will point out to the far south of the map is the beach, right? The surf is crashing in and out, coming back and forth. But between, essentially, roughly perfectly between the beach itself and the caves is a glowing summoning circle, essentially a two separate symbols that have been carved into the sand with some degree of care. And in the center is what you have seen before is a Merilith demon, which is from the torso up, humanoid in appearance with 6 arms. Each arm holds a sword, but from the waist down is a snake creature. Basically, the back half is a snake, and the creature is more or less coiled up on that coiled snake body. The one in the center is very clearly different from the others. She's much larger. Lorian, you recognize her as Rakan.
Yeah.
You also recognize many of these other demons as demons that you were forced to fight in the arena. By far, the most common demon swirling and circling around this thunderous power are the shadow demons that essentially float above the ground, their robes whisking across the sand, leaving those familiar drag marks, as if these creatures had something to do with what had happened in the vampire cave. The demon in the middle, Rakan, points immediately at your group as you enter into the cage and enter from the cave. Her true sight, her powerful true sight, immediately revealing her to you, or you to her. She points 2 swords, one at Lorian and one at Mortem, and she says, "In the abyss there is no law except for the honor of the arena. You are coming with me."
Damn, it's a shame Matt's not here because I called it.
I know. I really wanted him to be there be here for this. Okay. This is a one-time thing. So as Lorian and Mortem come out onto the sand, and the rest of you are somewhat confused by this, you kind of hear her say those words, and it's very clear that she's talking to those two. You and Mortem both take 28 points of necrotic damage from the power of the abyss resonating through your body. So let me mark that off of Mortem. And we are going to do, at least initially, we're going to do a group initiative. So like, what are they going to do and what are you going to do? So bring up the initiative tracker. And essentially, I'm just gonna, you guys can, oh, 1 second, everybody.
Can I just get something?
All right, back to the action. I'm gonna have Rakan roll initiative for her group, and whoever you guys would like to roll initiative for your group, go ahead.
I have no idea what the heck I'm rolling for.
Well, who's got the highest plusage to initiative?
You have what?
Who has the highest plus to initiative?
I have +7.
Ooh,
I have a
Katie,
6.
Katie has advantage.
I have advantage, but I haven't been rolling very well today in initiative.
Can I use heroic die to add to her advantage roll?
No, it's only for your own attack or.
So are we rolling for as a group, Ken, or for individually?
For now, we're going as a group. Her group versus your group in terms of initiative. So,
Katie, go for it. I believe you got
Oof,
this.
Okay. All right.
there you go.
Okay. Cool.
All right. All right. So you see this, and I'm gonna say that like each one of you that's sort of on the beach here can like ask a question or do whatever before the demons do whatever they're gonna do. But it looks like there's a bit of a column, like a spiral staircase of light of different colors of like this dim light from this symbol that's sort of going up into the sky. And each one of the demons is sort of like chanting. And as you come out, you see one or two kind of come down this stairway of light from nothing, as if they're being summoned from the abyss.
Hey, Ken.
Yes.
So if I understand correctly, there's that symbol on the ground that's still kind of the base for all of this, right?
Roll a religion.
That would mean I have another question.
Yeah, so it looks like what Steo would know from his training is that demons of certain power can summon demons of lesser power usually, but there's a like a randomness to it, and potentially this symbol that you see carved on the ground that's like literally like a sandcastle in the beach itself, right? Is focusing that power and giving more control and more allowing more creatures to come through than otherwise would be able to.
So can we use a water spell or a wind spell to destroy that circle?
It could be something you could try.
How far, I guess what I'm trying to figure out, Ken, is I don't think it's on the map specifically. How far are we from the water?
Looks like you got it. Like you can see the water on the map. So that's the surf.
I can't.
If you zoom all the way out.
Right, I'm zoomed way out.
Oh, your light doesn't quite catch it. So yeah, so basically you can surmise that you're 300 or so feet from the water.
I need to know what that or so is. But and I could take a few steps forward if I need to.
Okay, take a few steps forward.
I have an idea brewing in my head.
Okay.
Is the demon I got my daggers from present?
No, not that specific one, but one that looks similar to it. It looks like you're about 315 feet from the water to me.
I will move 15 feet forward.
Okay.
And then here I'll just tell you my idea. So because I like this is why I keep this spell. If you go to the
My God, that's
I
a
put
big
in all
spell.
caps the different types. And the first one is called flood. I think that's what I want. You can cause water level of standing water in any area to rise by as much by 20 feet. If the area includes a shore, the flooding will spill over onto dry land. If you choose an area in a large body of water, so it create a 20-foot tall wave that travels from one side of the area to the other and crashes down. And talk about vehicles. I think that perhaps this would be a good one to bring a giant wave onto shore and at least wash away their little image on the shore.
Agreed. And Katie just brought up a great point too. What did we do with the weather orb?
Mortem has it.
Can we use the weather orb to enhance your flood spell? Make kind of a Burning Man sort of an effect?
Oh man.
I forgot all about that thing.
Let's see. The orb can control wind once per day, call lightning once per day, ice storm once per day, and control weather twice per day. So yeah, he could like literally make it rain. It is already like imagine like the end of Ghostbusters, right? Like, you know, the clouds are swirling and there's like lightning cracking and it's completely otherworldly. Even like you get the sense that this is not anything Granny intended. Like this is something else.
This is a personal hunt of Mortem and Lorian.
Correct. Yeah. So yeah, that's
Who did you piss off, Lorian?
Well, we bamboozled a couple people and it didn't go well.
Oh man, good for you guys.
Yeah.
Yeah,
they
I
did
can't
escape from-
imagine the two of you trying to bamboozle somebody.
Well, you know.
It did escape from the abyss though, which you have to handle.
Yeah.
Okay, so I believe Stu, you could. So here's the deal. Before we get into actual like combat, your group is going to take one action, and then her group is going to take action. If you want that action to be the wave spell, then we'll roll with it and see how that goes.
I mean, I'm totally open to other suggestions if you guys got anything else, but from my perspective, if that would prevent more demons from coming in, that's a good thing, because I'm scared by all the pictures on the map that Ken has down there.
Yeah.
And I mean, yeah.
For me.
And this would potentially, muck up their plans, but I don't want to fight like 20 demons, so.
Agreed. Hey, Ken, can I ask you a quick question for clarification?
Yeah.
You said our group can take an action. Is that one person in the group? Or what I'm really asking is, can Mortem use the orb and Stu cast the spell? Or do we have to pick one or the other of those?
You have to pick one of the others of those.
Okay.
And you can make a plan, but certainly on Mortem's turn or Steo's turn next round when we actually start, they could do whatever they want. So this is sort of a free action that your group gets to take before we actually roll initiative for individuals.
I'm just thinking the sooner we just interrupt their spell, the better.
Yep.
Yeah.
Go for it.
All right.
Okay.
Brand new spell, man.
All right, so mark off what level spell is that? Fourth level spell. And it is a 20-foot tall wave. It doesn't say how wide is the wave. Cause of water.
It's a mile and a half.
20 feet. Spills over. If you choose a body water, it's a 20-foot tall wave that travels from one side of the area to the other.
So maybe that's more
That's
like
300 feet. Right?
Yep.
Or
It says
can't be
up in the target, it says inside an area you choose that is
of 100-foot cube. Okay.
Got a 100-foot wave.
Okay, so it's 100 feet wide by 20 feet tall is what we can
that
get.
ought to do it.
And it rises from. That's cool. That's really cool. Okay, so you've marked off the spell. This is 90 feet, so that's close enough. Yeah. So check it out. That's almost perfect. So we'll do another 10 feet. So this wave comes moving up, and as it rises into their ritual area, knocking them all down, and some of them get knocked prone, some of them don't, and it's going to come through, and and it successfully washes the let's see, is that on the map layer? Where is that? It successfully washes the symbols away, which I think was your intent.
Yes, that's really the intent. Yeah.
Okay.
But how much damage do the demons take?
Well, that's just it. We got to figure that out. GM layer. Okay. Huge, smaller vehicles in the path are carried away. Struck by huge, smaller vehicles struck by the waves have 20%, 25% chance.
It's down at the
Capsizing.
bottom.
Elevated until you choose a different effect. The wave repeats on the start of your next turn while the flood effects last. So I would say they all have to make like a dexterity saving throw to keep from getting knocked prone each turn as you roll the wave back and forth, right? Is it a concentration spell?
Yeah, for sure.
Okay. Shit. Okay. So the wave blows by, all right, and it starts to flood, level out, and then on your next turn, it'll go back through and knock them down. So basically, what I need to do is do a wait. No, don't do that. Okay, put them all in the initiative order, but more importantly, we need to do dexterity saving throw, 19. Submit. I'm just going to make it 1 point of damage so I can see who's who. None. Here goes. I think I just broke my computer. There we go. So you can see, can you guys all see in the chat?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So basically, a few of the shadow demons stayed on their feet. Rakan stayed on her feet. All the Meriliths are okay. But yeah, most of them got knocked prone. So what I'm going to do is just go apply damage. All right. So basically, I can see which one of them took damage, and I will make them prone.
Yeah,
on their
2D.
turn.
Let's take 2d8. We said.
It doesn't say anything about damage, though, does it?
If you go down
Oh,
to the vortex
influence.
or whirlpool one, it gives an
Uh-huh.
example of a whirlpool damage
Okay. Okay.
down toward the bottom.
Gotcha. Okay.
Also, up higher, it talks about on a failed save, a creature takes 2d8.
Yeah. All right. So, Stu, why don't you go ahead and roll 2d8? All right. So, I will apply 12 points of damage to the ones who failed. And now we have the most gargantuan initiative order I've ever seen. You guys want to go?
Now, can I ask Ken, when that hits, do we see, the spiral staircase and all that? Does that go away? All the stuff in the sky?
Yeah, the instant that the symbols are washed off of the beach, that just seems to vaporize, and whatever conduit was open has been successfully closed. So brilliantly done. Way to take advantage of the terrain.
Yeah, that was sweet.
Yeah, you just nerfed this encounter in a big way.
That's what we pay for.
But I gotta hand it to you. That's a really clever solution.
We just keep doing it for some reason, and I'm really sorry.
It's okay. I'm not trying to kill you.
Hey Ken, I'm not sure if this is deliberate, but we can't see the demons anymore on the map.
Oh, you
Right.
can't?
I
Yeah,
can.
No.
went away from the symbols.
All
Yeah,
these-
Oh, I think you know what I did? I think I moved everybody onto the GM layer accidentally. Let's see, 2 layer token.
Yeah, as soon as you were trying to see if the circle was on the GM layer, it all disappeared.
Okay, let me just start with just a little bit of a refresh here. All right, they're still on mine, but it's hard to say what layer they're on. because I was trying to move the symbols. Put that over here. Move that over here. Anything?
No.
Okay, one
Were the
sec.
symbols what was providing the light?
Oh yeah, they were. So they're in darkness now. That's why you can't see them.
Okay.
So let me just make sure that's true. Yeah, because these guys are still on the token layer. So just looking at Steo. Yep. So as soon as the symbols get washed away, the whole place is cast into darkness, and whoever's knocked down from the water and whoever isn't is unknown to you now.
Oh
And yeah,
crap.
what time of day or night is it at this point? Is it,
It is. It's actually morning. So, in all fairness, I feel like it would be there would be some level of grayness.
Yeah.
Like so. Let's see how that looks.
oh, there we go.
Yeah. So you can sort of you can't really make out much detail, but you can sort of see.
All I see
all
is
the
nameplates.
nameplates, right? When you get closer, you'll see them with your dark vision, but there's a bunch of them are knocked flat, a bunch of them are on their feet. So, but what we do need to do is get y'all into the turn order.
Shit.
So I guess Steo is like, all right, Lorian, I don't know what the hell to do now, but it's happening.
It's not great, so be careful.
Okay, so essentially, what do we got? I'm sorry,
And then,
I'm super overwhelmed right now. So, okay,
Steo will cast Sanctuary on himself.
okay. So just to be clear, casting time 1 action, 300 feet. Components concentration up to 10 minutes. Okay, so if this fight is still going on after 10 minutes, I will eat my hat. I'm putting a concentration on you guys. On you, okay there, Stu?
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah,
so you
hold it
got the
forward.
wave. You can't really see the wave, but you can feel it in front of you, right?
And I should have a die 4 tracker on me. I want to put that back on.
Oh, for bless.
I had that too. I rolled a 20 earlier.
Oh, gotcha.
But yeah, am I still blessed, or is that where we're off?
I feel like that would have worn off by now.
Okay.
Do we get a heroic die for a 20 on initiative or just attacks?
just for attacks, I think.
Okay.
Okay. Did anybody beat the Merilith for
Yeah.
initiative?
Breckenridge did
What'd you roll?
27.
Because I don't have you on here. Oh, I gotta reset it. That's all. Okay, stand by. All right, so Breckenridge, you're up first. You see, as this wall of water, you see Steo cat like Stu kind of describe that. Like Steo like sees what's happening, and then what does he do?
Well, and I think his initial response is like, oh my gosh, this is the worst thing possible. Is a bunch of demons coming into the realm, and he wouldn't be sure if this is related to Granny Ursula or not. This is because we fought demons as we closed the last portal, in the abyss, and so this is gonna be like a thing, with her, and so just recognizing that, the water's nearby. It's funny because I put that spell on his list, thinking I could, soak some vampires, and so, but instead, since the beach is right there, just kind of, raising his arms up and just, casting the spell to, again, like you said, just closing that portal, and hopefully preventing more demons from coming in.
Okay, so you step forward, and you sort of hold up your shield with Lathander's light on it, and you just make this motion, and you kind of pull, and all of you in the glowing light of those symbols see a 20-foot tall wave 100 feet wide just rise up from the ocean and roll up the shore. It runs a little bit, because like maybe they're 10 or 15 feet above, so by the time it hits them it's maybe 6 or 8 feet above ground level, but it wipes out the symbols and immediately, and it goes dark. And so you hear the demons screaming and howling, but there's Steo standing at the front of the pack, the wind whipping his cloak about him, and he looks really freaking cool. Okay, Breckenridge, being inspired by your clerical brethren and the power he just displayed, what do you do? You're muted, buddy.
Sorry about that. I don't have a whole lot at this range. I'm not very exciting. I'm going to move forward to about here. And I guess ready in action. It's kind of not my sort of jam.
Okay. So you are taking the ready action specifically if someone gets in your range, you're going to attack them?
If you'll let me do it, if somebody gets within throwing range of the axe, I'll throw. If somebody gets in melee range, I'll swing the sword.
All right, fair enough. That sounds good to me.
You're right back.
All right. That's moving us through the initiative order here. The first Merilith managed to keep her feet. I need to find out what their move speed is. Okay, that's not working. Come on. "40 feet. The Merilith is going to dash in your direction. For Pete's sake. I know what I'm doing wrong. This is what happens when you have two computers going at the same time. Okay, that's her turn. The other Merilith also stayed on its feet and will also dash. And I don't know if Breckenridge, you can see either one of those two.
Not quite. No,
Okay.
They're out of range of my throw anyway,
Fair enough. Shadow Demon.
but they're close.
Oh, my initiative tracker is not doing what it's supposed to do here. This one. That one. Okay. This Shadow Demon was knocked prone, so it has to use half of its movement to get up to its feet, and will therefore only be able to dash halfway to you guys. Now Feshni Demon was knocked prone. It will have to use half of its movement, and then it will dash 30 feet. So the wave coming in clutch. Shadow Demon knocked prone only gets to move 30 feet because it's going to dash. There we go. Leonidas, your turn.
What have you done to yourself, Dad?
I know. I didn't know I was going to have to treat them as individuals.
I am going to move Leo up next to Breckenridge, and hold my action until they're within attacking distance.
Okay.
I'm going to take my last potion of speed.
Oh, okay.
And then I'm going to enter rage.
Okay, so you use your movement to get up next to Breckenridge. You use your bonus action to go into a rage, and you use your action to take your potion of speed.
When they get within attacking.
Okay.
Yes. Or
So
like
your
when
ready
they-
action is your ready action is when they get into range. I gotcha.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, gotcha. All
So
right,
that way I
so-
don't waste any rounds. Like,
Yeah,
not-
gotcha.
you know.
Potion of haste. Okay.
And remember, same
Minus
thing with your
one.
rage too, that you don't want to go around without hitting something or you lose it.
Exactly. Yeah, I want to
Okay.
make sure I hold on to that until the last second.
Okay, so we will activate that when the time is right. I put it in the tracking order. Okay.
And then
That's
I'm
your
gonna
turn?
Breckenridge, and we're gonna, do a cool handshake that we practiced.
Perfect. Okay. There is a creature called a relentless juggernaut. And the relentless juggernaut cannot be knocked prone. And
The hell?
his move is 30 feet. However,
And is this the one that should look real familiar?
it'll look very familiar to you, yeah. The
Alright.
juggernaut moves up to its speed, ignoring difficult terrain. Any object in its path takes 10d10. Well, your wave can't be damaged, so your wave is fine. So it's going to dash toward y'all.
Hey, Lorraine, is there anything you could tell us that'd be helpful in this situation?
I don't know, because the one we fought previously is where I got these daggers from, and the daggers seem to provide most of the power. So I don't know what it's like without them. Ken, this thing doesn't have the same daggers as me, right?
No, this one has like a scythe, like a scythe, like
Oh, goody.
pickaxe. Yeah, you do not feel encouraged by this.
Yeah.
Do
Hey,
you
Kat.
see how fast the dash was? He's right here. He's so close.
I took a throw at him.
God.
Okay. Yeah. What did you roll?
11 total.
Yes, miss.
Sorry.
Sorry.
So I will say the one that Matt and I encountered kicked the crap out of us for days.
Okay, so these creatures, mind you, most of them are moving half as far as they would have done because of the wave. So that's a very good thing. This guy is actually going to be smart.
I was really hoping some of them would actually be back in the abyss or something, but
Okay, she's
much asked
going
for.
to.
Yeah, I thought the encounter would be more watered down.
Pow! Okay, Steo, your turn.
I'm gonna cast Sanctuary on me.
Okay, so they can't attack you, is that right?
Yeah, they have to actually roll a save or something to attack me.
Gotcha. Do I have a symbol for that? Sleep.
We came up with one, I think.
I'm just gonna use this one, the protection from evil one. So you'll have to remember that. I got too much bandwidth going right now.
No worries. Yeah, trust me, I'll remember it.
Okay.
And then I'll send a wave crashing back.
Okay.
So
Sploosh.
that was my bonus action.
Across all those dudes. Okay. So basically, all these folks again in this entire. Please roll the damage for me. Dexterity. They need a 19.
11 more.
And they're saving versus 11 points. Okay.
Did I
Here
say
goes.
it's holy water?
Yeah. You
Or
wish.
It's salt water, so if it gets in those gears, that juggernaut or something, that's gonna mess it up.
All right. So whichever ones I see have taken 11 points are knocked prone. So that was your bonus action for the sanctuary spell. Your action to concentrate. Use your action to move the water. Is that right?
Yeah.
Control blam. Okay, so you splash them hard again, and then you've moved up next to your buddies. Okay.
I mean, I suppose I could. Actually, is that true on moving the water? Is that an action?
It says you can choose from any of the following effects. As an action on your turn, you can repeat the same effect or choose a different one.
Okay.
So I just had you flood it back the other way to knock the most of them down, the most amount you could affect,
Right, right.
which is almost all of them. So cool.
Yeah, yeah.
All right, Lorian, what do you got?
Alrighty. So I'm gonna take my movement up to here. And has the Juggernaut taken an actual action yet?
He dashed.
Okay. What about the Shadow Demon?
They've all dashed. Everyone you can see is dashing toward you.
Cool. So then I will go ahead and use my bonus action to mark him for death.
Oh, what?
You heard him.
And I will throw my Dagger of Shadow at him.
Yeah.
And there's the left one.
Let me see what we got here. What's the
I'll
range on that, Lorian? Is that? Oh, you're
60.
good. You're good. 18 is a hit.
Cool. So there's that.
Not a sneak attack though, because he's
No. And there's that. And
Alright.
then I'll do the Misty Step thing
Okay.
to teleport to him. Right there. And I will hit him with my second dagger.
Okay. That is also a hit.
Cool. There's that.
Minus. Okay.
And does this one also get the Dagger of Shadow bonus?
The only one of them can ever get the necrotic damage.
Okay.
And so yeah.
That should do it.
Okay, so you guys see Lorian dagger fly end over end, hits the guy. Lorian appears with the dagger in his hand, having transported with it, and then slashes at the guy with his other attack. Okay. And then that makes it the turn of this shadow demon right where here, who has somehow managed to not get knocked over either time. And he is going to dash toward you all. This guy is prone. He gets up to his feet and then dashes 30 feet toward you guys. This guy did not get knocked down either time. And hold on a sec. Garisto. 40 feet of movement. He is going to dash toward you, Lorian. And real quick, I just have to make sure of something here. If the Garisto moves at least 15 feet in a straight line toward the target and then hits it, okay, so he will be trying to gore you next time. So he's barreling toward you. Glezebu was knocked prone, gets up, moves half his movement, or dashes 30 feet. Merilith did not get prone either time. Dashes. This guy is prone. He can only move this far. Okay. Shadow Demon is prone. Can only move this far. A couple Shadow Demons left. Prone. Can only move that far. This guy prone. There we go. And was not prone. And okay. And that takes us around the horn to Breckenridge.
Hey, Dad.
Yes. Oh,
Did
Mortem.
go?
Mortem did not go. I did not roll initiative for Mortem.
Okay.
I feel like Mortem would have moved forward. I also need to roll initiative for this guy and Sister Finn. Okay. And Mortem. Did I already roll for Mortem? No. Okay. There. Those two are just going to move forward so that you present a front here. Mortem is going to cast, what is it? Control weather or call lightning.
I don't know, which one do we want?
I feel like Matt's been dying to call lightning forever.
Let's do
So
it.
the storm
honor.
cloud appears within a 60-foot radius of the center of a point you can see. So obviously he's going to go right above Raycan.
Yeah.
And then he's going to drop, he's concentrating for 10 minutes and he's going to drop lightning on her, which is, somebody want to roll 3d10 for the damage on Raycan?
I can do it.
Okay.
Nice.
17, not bad. But he gets to do that every round. Okay, she gets to make a dex saving throw with advantage because she's a demon. Neither one of them succeeded, so there you go. Okay. All right, Breckenridge, your turn. I just want it to be someone else's turn.
I'm going to take just a handful of steps forward and hold my action. As soon as somebody gets in melee range, I'm going to do my 4 attacks, normal attacks.
Okay, so you're going to ready action for normal attacks if someone comes in range.
Right, in melee range.
Alrighty. That makes it her turn. She is going to if she goes this way. She's probably just going to move her 30 feet toward you, Breckenridge, but she's being a little cagey. She's not going to charge in stupidly. This one too. And then Shadow Demons. Okay. This guy is finally on his feet. He's going to move 60 feet. All right. Shadow Demon. Lorian, the Shadow Demon, made it to you and is going to attack.
He'll miss.
Do you have all of your hit points? I think I already know the answer.
No.
While in dim light, okay, no, that's it. It is dim light. You are down here in the darkness. Has anybody got a light spell within 30 feet of Lorian?
Outside of just like our typical rocks, you know.
No, I feel like never mind, he didn't see you. Because you're invisible to creatures relying on dark vision.
Hell
okay.
Yeah.
So he didn't see you.
Cool.
Okay, Potion of Haste is starting now, because I'm thinking you're going to drink it now, Leonidas.
Yes, I'm going to drink it now, and actually, instead of entering rage, I'm going to actually, Breckenridge, do you think the sleet storm spell would help us out right now? No? Okay.
Because remember, keep in mind, well, I don't say that, but keep in mind it blinds us. Or pardon me, it's
well, I can choose where to cast it. So I was gonna point or cast it no further than like right here. So that way we're not involved in it.
And who's is Rakan like the head honcho here?
Yeah.
Okay.
So I don't have to, but my thought was it could be an additional barrier between us and them to slow them down a little bit more and give us a little extra breathing room.
What else does it do too? Does it make it a difficult terrain or something like that?
Which put it in the
Yeah,
chat, Katie.
Put it in the chat.
Yeah, I'm thinking maybe if you cast it on Rakan,
Yeah.
catches kind of the back end of the crew.
Mhm.
We'll try to fight off the front end before the ones in
Gives
front.
us a little bit of time
Heavily
in between
obscured.
to get some breathing room.
Slick. Yeah, it makes them, they have to make a dex or fall down, and it is difficult terrain. So yeah, it'll slow them down some more.
I'll say this. I have a spell called Dispel Evil and Good that has a dismissal property to it.
Mm-hmm.
I think I have to hit it.
Keep reading. Think higher.
As you're up. Okay, well, hold on. All right. Am I looking at the right part of the spell? As your action,
I don't think you're looking at the right spell, but I'm gonna leave it at that.
that I actually have selected.
Yes.
Oh, crap. All right, hold on.
Sorry.
No.
So are you gonna
my
ice storm
pocket.
there, Katie?
Yeah, I think I'm gonna sleep storm and I am going to center it. Lorian, you're in there, right?
Yes, but I'm not.
You can't see him.
Okay. Sorry, buddy. I'm gonna cast it in there. I wish you well. I'm sure you'll be fine.
A 20-foot cylinder, 40-foot radius.
Unless you
Yeah,
want to cast it further back.
I can cast it further back, but I wanted to be able to give us like at least some breathing room.
So
Yeah.
like that, Katie?
Look
That's
at
a
you,
neat tool,
man. What's
yeah.
that? That's cool.
See, I'm
Can
thinking-
somebody
That's
else?
awesome.
Can somebody?
Yeah.
Everybody can do that with the measure tool.
What?
Yeah. Can you do that for me? And then I will
Yeah.
I will move your thing so it's.
How do we do that?
You do where you do the line. You know where you do the line, the measure line, and then you just select circle.
Okay. I think I can't see him, but I'm gonna try to cast it so where we have like a little bit of space in between. Maybe.
Okay, so I'm just gonna mirror where you're putting that thing. There you go.
Does that look good to everybody?
Sure.
Should I move it at all? I don't know.
Okay. All right, so Leonidas, you step forward with the Axe of Winter's Fury. You hold it in front of you with the blue glowing gem, and you hold the axe in front of you and you breathe your frost breath on it. And as the frost breath swirls around the head of the axe, it kind of goes up in this kind of tornado-shaped cone, circles up wildly into the air, and comes crashing back down in that giant space right there. You can go ahead and drop it.
Okay.
Your measure tool. And that's what you see. The whole thing is completely encased all of those creatures. And all of them need to make a dexterity saving throw or be knocked prone again. Battlefield control, man. Amazing. Okay. So what's the dexterity saving throw for your stuff, Katie? On your spell save?
Spell save is, oh no, it's not on my character sheet.
Look on the spells page.
Yeah, it says 0, so.
Oh, okay. So it'll be 8 plus your proficiency, which is 13, plus your con potion, which is 18.
Okay. 18.
18. Okay, here goes. And we're gonna do 5. So,
Ken, I'm included in this, right?
yeah, so you just need to make your own. Make a DC 18 saving throw. Okay, so you've successfully slowed them all down, Katie. Leonidas.
Cool.
What happened with Lorian there? Oh, you're good. You did not fall down.
He's
Okay.
I knew he'd be fine. He's all right.
Yeah.
Unfortunately for you, Lorian, the relentless juggernaut has true sight. So he sees you and attempts to kill you hard. Okay. Executioner's pick. I think that's a hit. Uh, 22 piercing. If the target is a creature, your speed is reduced by 10 until the start of the Juggernaut's next turn. It's not going to do that. He gets 2 attacks. And then smacks you that way. You take 13 bludgeoning, make a DC 18 strength saving throw, or be knocked prone.
Okay. Here is strength.
Oh,
Okay. You have
Can I
not.
add my heroic die to it?
1 is always a fail, and it wouldn't.
Here, I've got a jersey. I'll let him reroll.
Okay. Stu's jersey. Okay.
yeah.
Thank you very much.
Okay. You initially get knocked prone, but then the ice actually, as you slip into the ice, it causes you to roll back onto your feet somehow, and your slippers of spider climbing, giving you just enough traction to keep from falling back down. But you did take 13 points of bludgeoning damage.
Yes.
Okay, so just so that, because we're on you, and I feel like that's more important, the Garistro, which is charging you, we're going to get him sorted out real quick. So he's charging you if he moves 15 feet straight line and hits a target with a gore attack. Okay, so he is going to try to gore you.
Okay. I will uncanny dodge this.
Okay, that's a good move because it's going to suck. All right, so you're going to take the regular damage.
Can this one see me?
Yeah, these higher level demons tend to have true sight.
Okay.
So 48 piercing damage, so you take 24.
Okay.
But the gore does an extra bit. Hang on. Another 45, so half of 45 would be 22. So you took 66 points of, or excuse me, 24 plus 22, 46 points of piercing damage.
Okay.
And you did not get, let's see. So make a DC 21 strength saving throw or be pushed 20 feet away and knocked prone. Okay, you got pushed 20 feet away and you're knocked prone. So, boom. You land right in front of the shadow demon. Okay, that's his turn.
Okay.
Okay. Shadow demons are barreling up toward y'all, doing what they can, avoiding the ice as much as they can, and charging in your general direction. Okay. Just going to keep going until I get to one of your turns. This guy gets knocked prone and barely makes it to the edge of the ice, Katie. This guy is going to charge around, making sure to avoid the ice. This guy is going to go like so. Okay. Rakan, she sees Mortem straight ahead, and that's her main target, so she's going to just move 30 feet, though. She's not trying to give you guys an advantage. Okay, Steo.
Where's my wave?
You want it to come back the same?
Yeah, rolling it back.
Boom. Okay, pretty much.
all the way. Where's Lorian? I don't want to crush Lorian, but kind of.
Okay, so
stop
you
it.
have to stop right about there.
Yeah.
So again, they're all going to have their. I'm just going to make it so that everybody's speed is reduced down to half. So
Okay.
rather than try to do all these saving throws every time.
And then what about the damage? Well,
Yeah, you can hit. Is the water considered magical?
it's part of
I
a
guess it's-
spell.
I guess it's part of the spell. So yeah, they'll all take damage.
Okay.
Go ahead and roll a D8, and I'm just going to give
There we
them
go.
all
Good.
a straight D8. So cool.
Crit. It's a critical hit with a wave.
Yeah. Dexterity match. Let's see, 50. Okay, there we go. And apply damage. Okay, so they all take some water damage and they're all slowed. Impeded, let's say. What else you got, Steo? That's your action, by the
Yeesh.
way.
Parlay.
Well, I can do a Sacred Flame. That's a bonus action.
Okay.
Well, on Rakan here,
And she needs to make a saving throw.
the Dex 19.
Uh, 25.
That makes it.
The sacred flame comes down from the sky. She just deflects it with one of her swords, not even looking at you as she pours toward Mortem. Okay, Lorian.
Okay, so I'm gonna take my bonus action to disengage from that guy.
Yeah. Good call.
And yeah. I'm gonna run up to right there.
Behind Leonidas.
Yeah,
Very smart.
Do you want
I
my other
will-
greater healing potion?
probably. I'll cast
Take it.
on myself.
It's
Cast
yours.
what on-
You can have it. It's yours. Take it.
Cool. Does it cost an action to drink a potion?
Yeah. It takes a bonus action, but you already used your bonus action to disengage. So you can use your action to drink the potion.
All right, I will do that.
Okay.
That's a greater healing potion.
Yeah.
Cool. So 14. Alrighty.
Okay.
I think that's all I can do. Yeah.
Okay, so these guys are dashing. They are trying to get to you, but they're slipping and falling on the ice. They're definitely being impeded in a big way. Even this big guy is actually going to move out of the ice so he can get going. The Caristro, though, is not impeded by the ice or anything else. And he is going to charge toward you, Leonidas. But he can't quite make it to you, but he is full gallop like a bull. Giant fists like bull horns. He's just coming at you like with the bloody blazing. You can't be sure if he's after you or Lorian.
Hey, Ken,
Yeah.
is he within 5 feet of me?
Not yet, no.
Yeah.
This guy, same thing, is going to move. And then he'll move to get away from the ice. She's going to move to get away from the ice. And then, where am I? This guy.
Sorry, give me a calling.
No problem. Which one is? God, he's way back there. Okay. They're all having to go around your ice storm, Katie. Okay.
Spread them out.
If it weren't for that
Spread them apart.
wave and the ice storm, they would all be on you. Okay. Okay. And the last guy is out of all of it. But he's, oh yeah, I said the wave is slowing down. So there we go. Okay. Okay, cool. Breckenridge.
Oh.
Oh, I have to redo this. Okay, yeah. Breckenridge, your turn.
Go with me.
Yeah.
All right. Let me think about how I want to do this. All right. So I'm going to raise my arms over my head with the sword and the axe and kind of whack them together crossed. And yell, "Parlay, parlay, everybody halt." And do that in the most like commanding sea captain, commander on the field, noble dude, kind of a commanding way.
Okay.
So maybe a persuasion.
I will say, yeah, do a persuasion. I feel like the wave has already wiped out their thing, so they're probably not super keen on that. But I'll say go ahead. Yeah.
Okay, so here's my persuasion roll, trying to get them to stop.
That's not bad.
I was gonna say I would try and give an assist if I can,
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, maybe Steo's holding up his hands as well or something. Leo notices and does it.
Maybe I was thinking Scriver could also be part. He's a diplomat, right?
Oops.
Okay, so 18.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have her make a charisma saving throw of 15. So she's got her swords drawn and she points at you, and like her bottom 4 swords are pointed like toward you and Mortem as she kind of aims, and then she holds her swords up, the top 2, and kind of, we only want the 2 who escaped.
They are part of our team and they are part of our responsibility. If you'll back away, we'll back away, and we can call this a misunderstanding.
And that is your final position?
What can you offer?
Your lives.
Leonidas smiles.
I will glance back at Steo with one eyebrow up, like, you got any good ideas?
I feel like you guys are kind of like, while that's happening, I feel like the Garistro is not stopping though. So you and Rakan are maybe having this like, she has maybe got everybody else to kind of stop, or they're moving slowly toward you. But the Garistro was in full charge, so Leonidas, you and Lorian are still going to have to cope with that. So, if you don't mind,
I got you.
Yeah,
that seems reasonable. Do you want to finish the conversation and then do that anyway, or do
yeah, that's going to happen anyway. So we'll do that separately.
I will. That's it. The wave stops moving.
Okay, so the wave is kind of rumbling beside them.
Yeah.
What do you think?
I still don't know what spell you were talking about, Ken, that I should be looking at. I'm racking my brain.
It's the back half of a particular spell that shocked me. I just texted you.
What is your quarrel with our companions? Explain yourself.
They escaped from our arena, where they were duly imprisoned for their crime of trespassing in the abyss. They used their privileges they were given for their victories to inappropriately escape. They will not make this mistake again. There is only one law in the abyss: honor of the arena. And you see Mortem is like standing on his on the sand, leaning on his halberd, and he says, and I'm just trying to play Mortem how I think Matt would: I will go, but let Lorian free. Call off your Garisto. And so let's have that one round of combat. So everybody else is kind of stopped. I'm going to clear the initiative order. Remove all turns. Lorian, Garisto, and Leonidas roll initiative.
Lorian's on the phone with work.
Okay, let me roll for him. All right, so it's going to go Leonidas, Garistro, Lorian. That's how I'm going to play that. Okay. And you haven't raged yet, Katie, nor have you taken your potion?
I took my potion earlier. I'm
Okay,
sorry.
so we're going to keep track of that.
Yes.
Put that in.
It's been, I believe, two rounds. Or one round since I've taken my potion.
Yeah.
And this will mark 2 rounds. This will be the first round of rage.
Okay.
We'll enter rage.
Cool. All right, so you're
Hey,
up.
sorry
Jimmy.
about that.
Yeah. You're up, Leonidas.
Okay, so he's going to yell at Lorian to get back. And he's going to quickly approach this guy with his one-handed axe and his shield up.
Okay. Let's see, what is his armor class? 19. That's a hit with the bless spell, making the difference.
Thank you, Damon.
All right, that's double hits. Give me some damage.
My goal too is to try to like stop him from getting to Lorian because I know he's in a bad place.
17 plus 16?
Uh,
So 33?
yes.
All right, not bad. Okay, so you've never encountered a being this physically strong before, as your axe, which would have decapitated a Yuan-Ti, just deflects off of his powerful arms. Bang, bang! It's like hitting Arnold Schwarzenegger with a willow stick, and he pulls his horns down and tries to gorge you.
Okay.
So. Ooh. Your shield absorbs the blow, and you sort of sink your dragonborn feet as your giant wings come out with your final rage of the day, giving you a flying speed. But you get pushed back like 5 feet, digging trenches with your feet, flapping your wings for extra balance and strength. And then he tries to kick you.
Man.
I think a 27 gets you.
Yeah, it does.
All right, make a DC 21 strength saving throw or be knocked prone. And you take 10 points of bludgeoning damage after it's halved. You are not knocked prone. Also, the haste spell is in effect, so you can make a 3rd attack.
I can? Oh.
Yeah, that's
Okay.
the point of haste. Yeah.
All right, well, can I make another one?
Yeah, go ahead.
Good.
Nice. Cool.
Okay, where were we? You did another how much?
Another, I believe, 19?
19 points. Okay. Let me mark that down. He seems to be enjoying this. Okay. Garistro's turn.
And I get, what is it, 10 points, Dad?
He did 10 points of damage to you with a kick and did not knock you prone. But Lorian, it's your turn.
Okay.
Meanwhile, while this fight is going on, Lorian, the Garistro is continuing its charge. Breckenridge has sort of called a parley, and everyone is sort of gathering around, but they're not attacking. The wave is being held immobile.
Okay. I'm gonna run over here.
Perfect.
And I'm gonna cast Cure Wounds on myself.
Okay, go ahead. At that stage, if you recall, Mortem had just physically said, "I will go, but leave Lorian here." Okay, so let's deal with that now.
Okay. That one's a D8. I don't think I have a spell casting ability modifier, do I?
It just is wisdom, whatever your wisdom modifier is.
Oh, okay, cool. It's a +1, so a D8 +1. Neat. Cool. So Mortem just said he's willing to go back to the abyss.
To save you, yes. And to save everyone, basically. All right, so while you're parlaying, the demons are coming forward slowly. Mortem has said this, you guys are all free to do anything that is not a combat action. The Garistro has just kicked you, you've just hit it with your axe, it knocked you back a little bit. Katie, for Leonidas, we can say that you just keep cutting yourself as your turn, and you take a hit point to keep your rage going. But you guys are kind of in a holding pattern for the moment. Okay.
So what did that? Well, actually, what did they? When Morton says that he would sacrifice himself, and then for Lorian to stay, what did they say to that?
Raytan says, "We will have nothing but total victory. You are both coming with us.
So
The only question to answer is whether you all have to die for this."
So
can I try and roll a persuasion to try and get her to help us capture Granny? Because Granny will provide a much better show in the arena.
You can do anything you want.
All right, well, I'll give it a shot.
That's a good idea, though.
It's a great idea, yeah.
totally go with that.
Okay.
That's not bad.
And all of us nodding, going,
Yeah.
Yeah, do that. Yeah,
I
do
should
that.
give
Can
him
I
a-
add heroic dice to that?
You certainly can, yeah.
All right. Well,
So
I've
that's
got
a 21.
Yeah, with a D6 burn.
He's blessed.
25. Okay.
And then
So Raycan and you have this kind of strange relationship where she really has focused her ire on Mortem, and she looks back at you, and again she's got her top two swords in the air, sort of waving them slowly to slow the attack of the others as they start to crowd around. The bottom four swords one is aimed at each individual. Her tail with its scorpion strike is sort of just whipping back and forth as the three other Merilith demons kind of converge around her. And she says, "When you are back in the abyss, after 1,000 years, if you have earned your stripes, then you will help me find this hag."
okay, how about you help us find the hag now and take her, and I'll have Mortem stop flirting with you.
Roll with disadvantage on that. They're both really good rolls, though. You do not, she says, you do not have any power in this negotiation. I fail to see why we should do anything other than what I wish to do.
Didn't you give us an Uno reverse card?
No, that's the other group, and that's for the only for the deck of many things.
Deck of many things.
Oh, that's wild. Steo will walk forward over here, kind of next to Breckenridge, because we're both like this. You know, I would say we'd come in a little bit, and Kenny, we're gonna do the thing. You and I were just kind of texting on.
Okay. The only limit to this, Stu, is the range. So keep that in
30
mind.
feet. So I appreciate everybody walking in close to me like that. This is not a concentration spell, by the way. This
It's
is
a
just a
bonus
one
action, I
gun.
believe.
7th level spell, never been cast in my history of dungeon dragoning. And basically divine word, and say, Lathander compels you, leave.
Okay, so I have that as 30 feet. Is it? Let's see. Any number of creatures you can see within range. You utter a
Yeah.
divine spell with shapes that choose any number of creatures you see within range. Each creature that can hear you. So I think it's centered off of you.
Yes, I think it is.
Okay. So do you want to dash up and do it to get more of them, or do you want to do it from where you are?
I'm really focused. I mean, Raycan here is the linchpin, right? I mean, you know, we're out. I mean, what the hell? I mean, I could come in a little closer, yeah.
Okay.
And
You tell me, because I'm just trying to make sure I'm not shortchanging you.
yeah. No, I appreciate it.
So that's going to get all of these critters except for, okay, so let me just do this. So it's going to be this group is spared from it, and these.
I mean,
These
what I
ones
could say too is I
here.
could go I could go in here and just stand in the middle of them and just be.
Okay, so I feel like then you'd get a couple
And I'd
more.
sacrifice myself basically.
Basically, yeah. So I'm gonna say that from there you go. You just sort of. You guys all see Steo run forward, and his voice echoes with this divine power.
Hold on a second. I'm just kind of let me just kind of think this out.
Yeah.
I am kind of freaking out here. Because yeah, that would capture a lot of these cats. Oops.
I feel like if anything bad were to happen, I'm not. I feel like Matt would do this, but he has that ability to trade places, right? With somebody.
Yeah, he's got the crown of the martyr.
Yeah. So I really he does this a lot. I feel like
He does it.
Yeah, you're absolutely. You know what?
he
That's
saves
a
our
total-
asses on a regular basis. So
that's a total Matt move.
Well, I feel like it's also a Matt move to be like, I think Mortem absolutely would have tried to barter for your.
Well, and
if he was here.
And Mortem and Steo, you've got a really good relationship. Mortem's always
yeah, they do.
looking up. But yeah, Steo's walking up, and so the thunder compels you, leave. And
Okay, so there is this incredible, bright, ringing, thunderous clap, kapow, which echoes across the whole field of battle, and a bright sunlight, glowing, radiant light from the symbol of Lathander on Steo's shield crashes across the field. All right. All of these characters, the only way I can figure to do this is all of these guys that are tight to where Steo is are going to roll charisma saving throws.
Yeah, it's a charisma save, which is weird.
Disadvantage because of all of our heroism.
Actually, all demons have advantage on all saving throws against magic, but I'm going to say it's canceled for this one thing because it's divine word. Okay. I checked. All of their constitutions and charisma bonuses are the same.
Okay.
So I'm going to use constitution.
Under 50 hit points? Talking to? That can hear me?
A few of them are under 50, yeah. So they'll be
Weight
deafened.
Damage.
Yeah, they'll be deafened.
So they'll be anybody under 40?
Yeah, maybe one or two of those will be blind also. Regardless of
30? Okay.
Yeah.
Oh.
So who is this we're talking about?
I accidentally did the wrong thing. Hold on. I want to do the whole group.
I'm so
DC
nervous.
19. I have them all with even hit points. So the way I'm going to do this is if any of them take a hit point, then I know they failed their saving throw.
And then you already used my jersey, but in case we
Oh, check it out. Check it out. Okay, the Shadow Demon gone. Marilith stays. Marilith gone. Shadow Demon gone. Relentless Juggernaut gone. Shadow Demon rolled a natural 20 and stays. Gone, 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 gone. The Merilith stays. All of the Nalfeshni stay, and the
Rakan's
Garistro
gone?
is gone.
Rakan's
Uh,
gone.
Yep, she does not have legendary actions. Okay, give me a second to
She
unwind
probably looked at
this.
me like, what?
Okay, so the Garistro, right? He's gone. Yep, gone. The Relentless Juggernaut, gone. All of the shadow demons except for one, right? There is a ringing like a bell, like a church bell, and you see all of these creatures one by one just starting to disappear. One of the Meriliths. One of the Meriliths succeeded. One of them failed. The other one succeeded. And unfortunately, I think it looks like all of the Nalfeshnis. You want to use your jersey to make one of them re-roll, Stu?
I can't use my jersey anymore.
I think you're the only one with a jersey left, Ken.
Did you already use yours, Damon?
I used mine too.
Okay, I will make this guy re-roll. He has a +2 to charisma. Wait a second. Wait. Hang on a sec. There's a limitation to roll 20 that I have to check. That maybe. Okay, the Nalfeshnis would have been +2 instead of +6 to their charisma. So let's just check those again real quick.
Oh, okay.
All right, one of them failed. It got a 12. Right, so he's gone. One of them got a 19. That would have been 15. So he's gone. One of them got a 27, would still be good, and a 29 would still be good. All right, so I will make this guy re-roll with my jersey. This one that's close to you, Stu.
Okay.
And that is a charisma saving throw. Here it goes. Okay, he's still good. All right.
But their leader is gone.
Their leader is gone.
And as well as a couple of their massive tanks.
Especially the Relentless Juggernaut and the Garistro. There's still some powerful demons on the field, but as the ringing bell of your holy divine word casts out, and it's almost like you know when glass shatters from a high pitch, it's like that as they crack one by one, and they seem to shatter into dust, millions of little pieces of broken glass. From the other side of the field, you hear a shout and the thunderous footsteps or hoofbeats of a horse, and you see a knight wearing the colors of House Pike, holding a two-handed sword, riding toward you, also glowing with a radiant light and symbols of Lathander, and you recognize Brand Weaver, the paladin, charging the field toward you, and you're still in for a hell of a fight next time.
One X-Wing, great.
But I think it's 12:30, and I think we probably have to stop now. We certainly can't carry out this battle.
Does Brand have an army with him, or is it just Brand?
It's just him. But he's been at the church while you guys were resting and traveling, and he was also trapped in the abyss and has been feeling the demons. As a paladin, he can sense evil, so he came. He left the church, stole a horse, he's coming. So he's you know how paladins are.
Oh man.
That's
Yeah.
awesome. That's so cool, Sue. You saved us, man. Again.
Multiple times.
So that spell, it doesn't seem that impressive until you read the back half.
I know, it's just so funny. It's like that they should lead with that.
Yeah, regardless of its current hit points, a celestial, an elemental, a fae, or a fiend that fails its saving throw is forced back to its plane of origin for at least 24 hours. Poof.
Well, I'm sure Rican will forget all about me.
Well,
she won't be mad. That's yeah.
We
I
don't
got to
have a
spend
lot.
6 months watching Matt flirt with Rakan, and it was so funny. It was absolutely hilarious. If she wanted no part of it.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
He would.
Oh, it was
Matt
awesome.
would handle it that way.
Yeah.
Yeah, Mortem was trying to gain favor and like try to get in with her, and she was having none of it. Yeah. But these guys had some amazing battles in the Abyss arena that they absolutely should have lost, and they were supposed to lose so they could learn things. But then I'd have them like completely overwhelmed, and they'd like natural 20, natural 20. I'd roll like 3 ones in a row, and they'd somehow win these battles. It was hilarious.
That's
Yeah.
great.
Yeah.
Oh my
So-
gosh.
Oof.
That was
Oh,
awesome.
That's like I don't know how many critters do they have total up here?
50.
And Stu got all but like 15 of them off the board.
Yeah, I feel like Stu's gonna make a level based on that alone. Like,
Yeah, I think that's fair.
For sure.
Oh my gosh.
Oh
Yeah.
my gosh.
That was
Yeah.
awesome.
yeah, I kind of thought you would have that spell kind of because you did pick it, that divine word, and
I've
I'm like,
forgotten about that because I picked that such a while back.
yeah. So I'm like, well, that was amazing. That was great.
Oof. What was
Uh,
the plan if we all died?
There was a plan. It was gonna be ugly. You guys would have been in the abyss.
Oh.
Oh yeah, it would have been totally ugly.
Yep. I mean, she wasn't that opposed to having 3 more fighters for her games.
Right.
So yeah, good stuff.
Cool.
That
That
looks
was
way
fun.
more manageable, Stu.
Thanks, bud.
Well, like I said, I'm sorry I nerfed the original plan.
Oh, the
Yeah.
wave was brilliant, man.
Yeah.
But it did sort of delay the inevitable. Well, number one, it wiped out the symbols, which I didn't know how you were going to do. So I thought like maybe before Matt left, I thought like maybe Mortem would fly there or Leo would, and just like physically like you'd have to sacrifice yourself to like physically destroy them, because all you had to do was just break the symbol, and then they couldn't keep summoning more. But the wave was brilliant. That just instantly defeated that. So that was cool. Well done.
Well,
And then of course it slowed them way down. Like it was taking for between that and the ice storm, the sleet storm, Katie, like keeping them from getting to you was big. So, and then also Damon like calling for a parley like gave Steo the opportunity to get into position to do that. So yeah. Amazing.
Well, I mean, we're looking at this going, this is like a totally unwinnable situation. I mean,
Yes.
once we actually enter into combat, we're toast.
It's still going to be really hard. I'm sorry, but it's
Oh, it's totally.
Yeah. Because
This-
I don't have any more rages like this. I'm on my last rage right now.
Yep.
Can I cast Cure Wounds on myself 2 more times?
you'll get to do your turn.
Cool.
When we start, so if you want to do that, you're gonna have to just like stay out of range and like try to not get hit anymore. So
Oh my gosh.
all right, guys. So 2 weeks from today,
I think so.
that would be the 17th or something, or what is that?
Yeah.